We the best, no contest. We the best. There ain't no one like us, are you dumb or you crazy? There's no way, G. Me and my clique, we handling biz while you and your clique just act fugazi. You couldn't persuade me to give a damn, it just don't faze me. I got my Xbox, she can't play me. Money in a text box, I get paid. We the best. We the best, no contest. We the best. For the wicked, I'm bad and I'm blessed. Put it to the test. For the rest, there ain't no contest. So what's next? Got me leveling up, I'm obsessed. I bring the fire like I'm possessed. My personnel and my clique is the best. There ain't no contest. There ain't no one like us, are you dumb or you crazy? There's no way, G. Me and my clique, we handling biz while you and your clique just act fugazi. You couldn't persuade me to give a damn, it just don't faze me. I got my Xbox, she can't play me. Money in a text box, I get paid. We the best. We the best. The best, no contest. My clique is the best. We the best, we the best. We the best, no contest. My clique is the best. We the best, we the best. We the best, no contest. My clique is the best. We the best, we the best. We the best, no contest. My clique is the best. We the best, no contest.
they're hurt, I'm the one feeling it. Now they're feeling it. My enemy's fake, I'm just stealing it. Slipping on the source and you're messing with the boss. No one's gonna be sorry for your loss. Gallopers scheme to tell your lies. Say you won't cry, but I guarantee you will. When the bullet from a gun fucking penetrates your eye. Phil Spencer is the sniper, laughing as you die.
Fake gaming, wanna be gamer. Pretend gamer, think you got comedic skills when your comedy is a little bit lacking status. But still, so until you motherfuckers come at me with some shit, talking about some shit, understand that I got more games than you.
Holding the line until the target's aligned. These pussies are just fully clapped, the content is so benign. Set fire to the whole stable. Ponies on the round table, wearing shoes with no label. Inbred pig's got no hair on their head. The cost of the lies that they spread in the wake of Xbox. Spending billions, not just little millies like an Aaron. Their Achilles, the swords were but like 1,000 chilies. Consolidation is causing elation, except in the PlayStation Nation. Brute force rectal irrigation of these bitches, busting all the stitches. You don't have the riches, leave these portals in the fucking ditches. Celebrate, we're gonna have a party. Dance on the corpse of Colin Moriarty. Choke off the Saudis, Habibis get rowdy. Circumcise the bitch so we can all scream howdy.
When you make that kind of content that very adversarial, you're not one of the weird like gremlins making fucking 20-minute videos about me. That alienates and isolates you from people and burns bridges.
Pour one out for the FTC and your MBGs and all my enemies. My name is Septic, yes I'm a disease and you're the one infected. Your leader has now been selected.
When you're authentic, that's why your product is successful.
When you're authentic, that's why your product is successful. When you're authentic, that's why your product is successful. When you're authentic, that's why your product is successful.
Oh shit.
It is
Oh shit. One second, let me do this shit.
Yes, I am.
Yo, what's up, everybody? KVG's in shock. Like, what the hell is going on? What am I seeing on screen? How are you,
I'm
man?
literally seeing this intro for the first, well, just visually. I have no context, but I was telling him I can figure out everything that's happening here visually. Hello, everybody. It's Samurai KVG.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Setting Sauce Live. I haven't used that autotune in multiple weeks, believe it or not. How are you doing, KVG?
Dude, it's really good, but do I have anybody that lives in Washington State? Because, boy, is it the worst time of year to live in Washington.
You live in Washington State?
Oh, yeah.
I think Colt lives there.
Yes, he does. Yes.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I would say October through December is just the worst time to be in Washington State. Because all you see is just nothing but the rain, but the dark clouds, but the orange pine needles everywhere on the ground, so you have to vacuum constantly. It's so much. And then I have my best friend, he tells me this morning, I'm like, dude, it looks disgusting out. And then he's like, I love it.
Bro,
I'm like, dude, are you okay?
we have a hurricane or whatever the hell is going. Gale force winds. My fence is about to break. It's crazy. It's just that kind of. I think your Washington State's weather and the UK seem to be aligned, because every time it's shit here, it's shit in the States, in Washington State anyway, because Cole always tells me. But it's gonna be cold and miserable, huh? And snowing.
I mean, look, it's fine because I'm here because I'm a gamer.
Yes.
So I just use that as the excuse to just, all right, cool, staying indoors. However, just know, if you're an Xbox fan, this is an Xbox, which means you can play anywhere you go.
Don't do this to me! No, this is not. We're not falling for Satya Nadella's lies. Although we've got some developments this week about the whole thing. Again. What did you go grab?
You're gonna have to fill me in on that because that's the thing. I might have like a potential unboxing, but to embrace the ways of this is an Xbox or something. Maybe is this it? No. Actually, I don't know if it's here. But basically, I to add more into the life of Keebs, I have my first new phone in like ages. I've had an iPhone 8 Plus, whatever it is, for like 7 years. So now I've switched to Android. Chat.
Ooh, a smart
Chat, are you
man.
Android or iOS? Yeah.
Let me do a poll about that. Are you Android?
Yeah, very curious.
Android or iOS?
And but anyways, to damn it, I don't have it here. Shoot. Okay, I was looking forward to showing everybody that, but because I'm now like, I don't know, I could have done this with my iPhone, but I needed a USB-C port, and I ordered a backbone.
Oh yeah, that's pretty good. So
I mean, not just any backbone. I wanted one that like has a bit of a grip. I was debating like, do I make it a portable one that's like flat and easy to potentially bring around, or do I want one that's not as portable but it feels nicer? I went with the feel nicer one. And
why did you get that? Did you fall for the marketing bullshit already?
Because Gaz, I like the idea of finally having a phone that can handle 5G and trying that out.
Oh, fair enough. That's
and there's a lot of good, like, I'm also curious in the chat if you had any good, like, Black Friday, Cyber Monday deals. And that's what it was. I saw this thing was, like, way off, and I'm like, I want it. I love the idea. Persona 3 Reload this year, that got a lot of cloud time out of me. And I was like, it's a perfect game for cloud. So some games, they work great for it.
You know what? Persona is actually a perfect one for cloud because you don't obviously need like turn-based.
Exactly. Right? It is a perfect game for cloud. Yeah.
Well, we're going to talk a lot about that. Shout out to everyone in chat. I see you on Infinite Umbra. Shabs, Epic Treasure, of course. BT Maverick, Neil B, De Silva, Abdel, Shinto, and loads of other people. James and Cole Eastwood, Spectre79, Just James, everybody, thank you so much. The Winter Shoulder as well, and Twisted. Thank you all, and for 117 people already watching. Thank you. We're gonna get into the sauce. Before we do, Kibaji, I've had you. It's been a while since I've had you on. Talk to me, bro. How you feeling? What's your feels like?
Oh, well, that's a deep question, Gaz. Hi. Hello. It's good to be back. I'm going to answer Abdel114's question really quick. No, I haven't played the Aegis chapter of Persona 3. I wanted to, but I'm like, I've got my fill. That game got over 100 hours out of me. I'm fine. But maybe at some point, maybe that's what I test out with the cloud. But yeah, no, I'm pretty good. Lots of holiday shenanigans happening. If anybody, maybe you saw this, Gaz, but if anybody follows me, they might have saw that I posted kind of publicly, at least, a deep update video that I'm kind of going through a period of kind of finding myself a little bit. Like what is the content that I really love to do, so to speak, and I just don't care about the numbers. That's all. I'm just trying to figure out what is the content that I love to do that just the numbers mean jack shit to me, kind of a thing. I just want to do it because I think it's a lot of fun. So instead of riding that middle ground that I've been trying to do. So in that vein,
what's the middle ground? Like trying to do content?
Well, the middle ground is like you're doing content that you like, that you also can like ride a train or make like strategic or whatever, instead of it just being a sketch that you're just posting on the internet, kind of a thing. So I don't know, something of that. You know, I see Abdel saying, I liked your Halo Studios announcement. You were finally hyped about Halo. I'm always hyped about Halo, Abdel. Yeah. I am one of the few advocates that's just like, they were on the right track. And then it wasn't perfect, but when they were finally on the right track,
it's been a bit Jen in that sense, where some of the so-called, I can hear a beeping every time I talk. I hope the others can't.
Yeah, I hear it a little bit.
As I talk? Yeah.
Yeah.
What is that?
I mean, luckily it's just when you talk and it's not constant, but so that
Oh.
means I'm taking over. Hi, chat.
Yeah,
This is the Septic Sauce Show, also known as the Septic Keebs. That's what we're doing here today. But
Chat,
but yeah,
it's got a whistling sound every time I talk, right? Yeah, that's really annoying.
it's not terrible, but it's there. Yeah, I think there's I'm gonna guess it has something to do with your mics. I would unplug the XLR and plug it back in or something.
Yeah, wow. Okay, yeah. By the way, I've changed my setup. I've got 2 PCs now, one for streaming, one for gaming, because I've got a 3080 rig to keep me going until the 5090 comes out. That thing is so annoying. And I've spent the whole day changing things around, but that's probably what's causing this shit. I'll figure it out. KBG, can you just entertain the people? Oh,
yeah. No. So, I mean, in that vein, as long as you can hear me too, Gaz and I were talking before this, like he's doing this setup and like, you got to embrace the ways of PC. And I'm like, listen, I'm a console boy through and through, but another part of the whole finding myself thing is that I'm trying to make my PC more of a fun place to be. Cause I work at my computer all day long. And that's why I don't like to game afterwards, because I want to be away from the desk. So what did I do? I made some work changes to make it so not as much work editing happens. And I got a ultra wide OLED monitor.
An ultra wide? What?
An ultra wide curved OLED monitor, and boy, it was a pretty penny. But let me tell you what, playing the finals on this shit is the littest thing I have ever experienced.
Wait, I think the thing has stopped. Has it stopped?
I think it's I mean,
It stopped!
yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, I don't hear it.
Yeah. Let's go. Okay, sorry.
Shit just says it stopped too. Yeah, but yeah, I got this super cool ultra wide monitor and it's sick.
So it works with the Xbox? That's so cool.
No. So that's the other thing, is that like I'm laying off of my editing time from work on the computer a little bit to help me enjoy the space a bit more, and I got this to help make PC gaming more fun too. So it's like, it's a way to suck me in. It might be back. Nope, we're good. Okay, I thought I heard it for a second. But yeah, it's just a way to suck me back in. So yeah, I use my PC doing it, because if I use an Xbox or anything, that it has like these black bars on the side.
Yeah.
Because it can't, Yeah. So
that's why I bought this ultra wide, which I'm looking at, and I couldn't do it. I'm just constantly listening to. I can only hear.
I know. Me too.
It's like there now, because I had tinnitus as well. So it's like.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I bought this ultra
I'm telling
wide.
you, if it comes back, it wasn't that bad, but yeah. Chat, you just let us know if it starts to get kind of weird.
Chat is bus. Just gonna troll with that. Don't trust chat. They will definitely. Oh no, Alex Streams is Josh. Good to see you, man. What was I gonna say was, yeah, look, I've moved to PC. I'm moving to PC. I'm like literally got this 3080 rig. The first thing I did was install my Adobe suite of stuff, because I've been dying to make videos, but people don't realize my PC has been dying. I can't even make vids. So I'm going to go back to making videos. I'm going to go back to recording stuff. I'm going to play games. Finally, Keepy talking about this since 4 years. I'm going to play games with you. I'm going to make you go PC as well. And we're going to have fun.
He's lying. He's lying.
It's going to happen sooner rather than later. Sooner rather than later. But yeah, no.
Fall Guys, Halo, Warhammer, Finals. He's lying, chat. He's lying.
we played
Mario Party Jamboree.
we played some games together. We played Fall Guys together and Halo. I can't wait to play. Start doing more content as well. And the ponies need to. It's not there. Just Gaz, it's not there. The sound is not there. It's just bothering me. The screech matches Gaz's real voice as a Nicky piece of shit. So when I'm looking up, I'm looking at the chat. So just remember that. If I'm looking up, I'm looking at the chat.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah. I've started moving things around. But I'm going to get a 4th screen as well, because you can't do it without too many screens. Anyway, keeping it. So it's been an interesting year, but we're gonna have to do a wrap up of the year later, I guess. Although you're the kind of guy I'd love to do that with because it's just fun talking to you. But
that's one of the things
up.
I'm realizing. Sorry, is that I'm realizing I love just reflection and top 10s and stuff like that. I do.
You should do that in your content, no? We shouldn't you make that in your videos?
I'm debating. The problem is that whenever I do that, Gaz, it doesn't usually perform well, and that's what I mean. That's what I mean. It's like I have to figure out the things that I'm like, you know what? I need to take the strategy out of it and just make this a fun hobby again, kind of a thing. So I've been doing it for 8 years, man. 8 years.
That's a lot, bro. That's a long time.
Yeah,
man.
so
a long time.
Yeah.
No, but yeah,
we'll see.
You'll find your way.
Anyways,
but
yeah,
you know, we've had quite a crazy week this week, and like the title of this show, and a game that I just started to play, Indiana Jones. Wait, is that the right song?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Last time I did the 18. Yeah. Okay, yeah, and I got much.
You did not do the 18. Oh my god. Oh my god.
I did as bad.
That's hilarious.
Colt was taking the piss.
Hilarious.
I was like, that's the 18 gas. Oh man.
Oh, that's funny.
No, but this game took me by surprise. So before obviously talk to people who are playing it, I didn't have access to it through my illicit means normally. But because they had like an insider program to download the thing. Plus I have been so busy the last 3 weeks that I've been finishing at like 2 a.m. at work. Where's crunch time, Mr. Jason Schreier here to protect my rights? That's stupid. But your camera FPS is running slow, probably at 30 FPS. Why?
Well, they're saying no, you're fine. They're saying that because of your light flickering, and that'll go away if you up your shutter speed potentially.
I done that.
But yeah, see, that helped a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, but it just makes it. Chat. The reason why I'm a bit in the dark is because my key light there is not working. Because the adapter's
His KBG light.
And I don't want to wear shades on the inside because it was like, why are you wearing shades on the inside? Why you fuck? Because I've got a fat light staring at me, which is this light, which I haven't turned on. Because imagine that in your face for 3 hours. So I've just put the ISO up, lots of noise. I bought a new stand for this that's coming tomorrow. This is the life of a content creator. I've got this little light here. I'm trying. I'm sorting things out. But yeah, as I was saying,
Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones.
Wait, so how did you? Well, okay, maybe I won't find out because I was curious. Because I was debating. I'm like, man, do I do the early access thing? I don't want to do that. I can wait another 3 days. They were smart putting that just before the weekend. They are so smart with that shit.
They know shits that they are, aren't they? With the Game Pass. Well, it's still
because you know if they did that, like, oh, get early access on Tuesday. I can wait, but if it's the weekend, you want to play. Yeah,
of course you do. And apparently, like on Steam, it's doing really well. It's the top 10 seller on Steam, and that's before people can even play the game. Is the early access stuff?
That's the early access version, then. Yeah. Wow. Yeah,
they're doing. The game is doing really well. I had a Metacritic prediction of 82. I didn't dare stray past the mid 85. Only because I just thought there may be a ceiling on that kind of gameplay. But lo and behold, I think it's on a 87 or 86 meta now. Oh, I don't know.
I think 86 roughly on both OpenCritic and Metacritic. Yeah.
So that's really good.
Fun fact. I like OpenCritic more. But anyway.
A lot of people prefer OpenCritic. I think it's seen as more fair.
Because they joined it together, man. I get so tired of... I think I saw Colt post this. It's like, it's 87 on PC and 86 on Xbox. And I'm just like, that's so weird. And then OpenCritic, they just unify it, which is great.
Really?
So anyway, sorry. Yeah.
I've just traditionally used Metacritic. It's more popular, but...
Yeah, it's more popular, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So you've got this game that a lot of people are ready to shit on People were shitting on me for my 82. They were saying, oh yeah, you're way too high. It's going to be mid 70s, low 70s. And I was thinking it's going to be between 75 to 85. But lo and behold, it's done really well. And a lot of people have said that's one of the best, if not the best Xbox game this generation, which is not something I was expecting anyone to say. I think Digital Foundry's John Lineman said that. And, you know, the game is doing really well. And Paris, the pony, Paris and Kind of Funny have been getting shat on for their review because they thought, you know what, we're going to be safe because we suck Xbox off so hard. Let's just go a bit hard on this one. This is probably going to be shit. And then bam, they're the outlier. I'm just taking the piss. Not everyone has to like every game, but the game's doing really well. Have you played it, Gibby?
Oh no, I wish.
Oh yeah, it was earlier.
I literally
you just said it. You just said that.
I was going to start Stalker 2, but I knew I'm like, I will not beat this in time for Indiana Jones. I do not want to push off Indiana Jones, and I do not want to stop Stalker 2 to play Indiana Jones. So
fair enough.
So yeah. So when Indiana Jones comes out, I am hitting that Monday night.
Bro, you're gonna actually be in for a treat because I was just like, oh, it looks good, but how good can it be? I've been playing just before I came on. And the game just actually surprised at how good it looks. Like, you know, we saw it on the gameplay. It looks okay, but it's actually really good looking game when you play the lighting and stuff, even if it's baked or whatnot. Just looks nice. The facial stuff looks really good. Troy Baker just voices Indy perfectly. It's how does he do it? It's just really, really impressive, actually.
It's amazing because when I first heard that the first like trailer that they showed at the Direct this year, I didn't hear Troy Baker there, and then when people said it's Troy Baker, I was like, oh my god, it is. I didn't even hear that though, but you're right.
Yeah, no, man, bro, it's really uncanny. Definitely sounds like him and looks like him, and it's actually quite crazy how, you know, we recreate. Oh, look, have you seen Harrison Ford now? He looks like a dinosaur, but he looks like a leathery old, you know, all of them look like that. They're all getting old. It's just old age. We're all going to get old. But yeah, id is a really great engine, and that really proves it. This game really proves it. The sounds are really good, and this is not a spoiler because everyone's seen it now. The beginning of the game is a you know, recreation of the most iconic scene in Indiana Jones, and it's just such a good, like, a lot of it is nostalgia, just feeding into nostalgia, and then afterwards it just really punches in all the Indiana Jones vibes. Like the combat, like a lot of people were doubting the combat. They don't think first person combat can work. A moment of silence.
I was too. Yep.
Yeah, a lot of people, and for good reason. But I remember BG was saying, first person combat's not going to work. And I said, hey man, look at Chronicles of Riddick. That game is incredible, and the combat in that was amazing. And a lot of people were playing it do think, and it really has Chronicles of Riddick / Thief. If you ever played Thief before, the old Thief games, just
that's
feels
what I was
like
hearing.
that.
Yep.
Bro, it feels like those games. It really, like, actually hits those notes really well. The combat is so good. Like, in this game, you can't just go, like, sneak behind an enemy and just grab them. You have to have a weapon in your hand and then smash them around with it. And I've
heard some comparisons to even Dishonored, maybe a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah. It has very, very stealth based. I mean, you don't have to play it stealth, but I felt the game.
But it's wise.
Yeah, definitely. In this game, it felt wise to play it stealthily, but it was so. Like, by the way, there's an achievement for using a guitar on someone. Thought I'd let you know. I knew there was. It's one of those. I'm like, I bet you there's an achievement for this, and I purposely grabbed a guitar. Bro, it's actually kind of violent when you smack someone. It feels really good.
Yeah.
That impact is really good in the game. So I was actually very early play. I finished up maybe the first level. Not the first level. The second, like, I don't want to say which levels because it might be spoilers. But it's really, really positive. And I like it more than I thought I would like it. It's just very, very solid. Like, there are a lot of cutscenes in this, and I saw a lot of people like,
But I thought you Xbox guys don't like cutscenes.
and then just, what can you do? So when they do deliver first of all, it was like, oh, it's first person. Xbox can't even do Indiana Jones right. It's supposed to be like Uncharted. Everything has to be first person, and now it's good. Then it goes, it's got a lot of cutscenes, and we saw a lot of bad actors nibbles tried to say, like, look at the cutscenes. You guys are like so against cutscenes. The cutscenes here, it's so bad. So you said it was tremendous.
I have a comment about that because I did see something about like, yeah, this game has over 3 hours of cutscenes or 4 hours of cutscenes, something like that. I don't know what the accurate number is, but I thought of that too because I was an advocate for this game being third person. I think I've even said that on your show before, Gaz, and I'm just like, you know, you're playing as one of the most iconic characters of all time. You want to see yourself being that character, but I would almost think the occasional bouncing to third person that they do when you like climb or whatever alongside the cutscenes, it almost makes you feel like you just don't even think about it being first person.
You don't. The way they've done that is really.
I think the cutscenes help with that. I think to create that illusion, if you will.
And it's really good because the cutscenes are interspersed in between little gameplay elements. So you open a door and stuff. So you're always feeling connected. Then you've got the third-person camera there, so it doesn't take away from it. And the game looks really nice on id Tech. I had some questions regarding whether id Tech would look good in this day and age. Obviously, Doom looks amazing, but you know, like with the facial captures and stuff. But it's really, really good. So I'm really enjoying it. Still reminds me of a lot of the tropes that I complain about a lot in modern day gaming, which is AI stuff is very rudimentary, basic, like Dishonored. Like, you know, you've got the little bar that goes up as they try to recognize you. Like, everyone's blind, basically. It's one of those. And I'm like, when are games going to evolve beyond this basic thing, basic AI? I get it. You have to make it, gamify it, and it has to be enjoyable. But no one is making strides in AI at all. You know, I'm not looking to Indiana Jones to be ultra realistic, so that can stay the way it is, but just reminded of, like, every time it's like a glaring thing for me. But hey man, Xbox gets a W. Temporarily, because it's coming to PlayStation in 3 months. You know what, Babylon KPG, I saw so much there's so much saltiness about this game being good, and yet the stables pretend that we're getting it in 3 months anyway. Yeah, the stables. We call them the stables. These roaches are pretending, but at the same time, you could tell they're so pissed that they were ready to shit on this game because platform wars is real. You know, even if it's coming to PlayStation. And if you go back and see what they've been saying about the game, they've been shitting on it all the time. We had one guy just constantly retweeting all the negative news. And then he'll be like, so what? It's coming to PlayStation. And it goes to show people have embraced the platform war element of it already, where their hatred still persists between platforms, which is fine. You can play that game. But yeah, I'll be intrigued to get your thoughts on it. Can I comment on just the win that this is for now or not, you know, for Xbox, because like somebody posted earlier some quote reviews, and there was one that I saw that was like, this is the best game Xbox has put out in the past 10 years. And then somebody was like, actually, there's some games that were rated higher. And then the response to that person that was listing the games and showing their scores on OpenCritic and everything, the guy's like, what a depressing response. I came in to defend this person going, I'm going to defend this person that is trying to say there's other high rated games, not because I necessarily am agreeing with them, but it's the way this is phrased. This is the best thing Xbox has put out in the past 10 years. And then somebody said, why are you guys mad? It's a compliment. If you intended this to be a compliment, you would have phrased it very differently. Exactly.
You know, like because you could say the same thing by saying, this is the best game I have played from Xbox in the past 10 years. And like, you could say something like that. It's more you. To which, by the way, poll 68% Android. Okay.
Welcome to the light.
Welcome to the light. It's such a jump, man. But anyways, but in regards to just, it's always nice when any game gets basically above 80. Like that's a very universally liked game, basically. And this was, I'd love your opinion on this and the chat. I was thinking, I'm like, what is this year's Starfield? Like what is this year's Xbox big game? Because I feel like there isn't. Gaz, you and I have talked before about Xbox's marketing, but it didn't feel like there was a big event Xbox game this year. So I was thinking, I'm like, what is that? And I would think it's Indiana Jones. There hasn't been tons of marketing for it really, but I was just thinking, I'm like, in terms of the game that will hit the most people, it's probably Indiana Jones.
Well,
and
interesting.
And
question.
if it's a win, then it's like, okay, that's cool. Your potentially biggest game, it was luckily a hit. So, yeah.
I think I would have said that Hellblade 2.
Oh, I'm an idiot. I'm sorry. NC's right. Yeah, Black Ops 6. I'm sorry. Yeah, I mean, for now, if you want to make it like, but it's not exclusive. Okay, then we could throw it out the window. But in terms of a first party release, I totally, I'm sorry. It's totally Black Ops 6. Okay, my bad. Runner up Indiana Jones though, chat.
King Thresh, you can wait for the pro version. I watched your video of you. Where's the flame? Where's the graphics of the flames and shadows and shit?
Here,
but I did agree with that point. Call of Duty is more mass market. Thing is though, Xbox has had some pretty good wins. I think Hellblade 2 for me was a big win on some front. So didn't do
technically, yes.
Yes. Technically was incredible. Gameplay wise, minus the combat, which I really loved. And I really liked Hellblade, but I knew that this was basically skirting the glorified tech demo line. I know the first game had the same kind of thing, but I was just disappointed at the lack of evolution of it. But for me, this showed that the best looking game ever made for me was Hellblade 2. And still is Hellblade 2, even though the constrained design takes away from the bluster of it. Absolutely, I agree with that. But it's still the most jaw-dropping looking game. So Xbox gets an incredible looking, like the Xbox takes the crown on visuals. That's shocking as it is. Then you've got, from stark contrast to last year's Call of Duty, a lot of people talking about COD. What can it do? This is going to come out on Game Pass, and then it breaks records for being the best player numbers. Really loved by fans. Campaigns met really positively. I thought it was okay, but people really love the campaign. Everyone tells me how much they like the campaign. Multiplayer, I haven't even played the campaign multiplayer that much, actually, just because of time, but I played the beta a lot more. Solid game. Great Call of Duty entries done really well. So you've got that as a first party title as well. Then you've got Indiana Jones, which surprised a lot. Some
you
of
skipped one. You skipped one.
My
Flight
Simulator? Yeah.
Yeah. Which had a rocky launch, but I guess once people actually play it, then it's really good. But yeah.
What's that sitting on reviews? Has it been?
I think it's been high 80s. I'm not totally sure, but I think it is in the 80s as well. I'm totally just guessing though. I know there was a lot of reviews that were waiting to review because again, a rocky launch, but
I don't know. Flight Simulator as a game doesn't even. Well, I know that's a meeting.
Oh yeah,
80.
yeah.
It's an 80. That's not that high. But
okay.
I was only 18 reviews. Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, there wasn't that many reviews for it. Yeah.
Yeah, that says a lot to me.
Oh, Age of Mythology and Aura History Untold. That's a good shout out. Weapon Next. Yep.
So you've got a third person, like cinematic freaking game like Hellblade. Then you've got Aura, was it Age of Mythology RTS is just doing really well. I'm not a massive RTS guy since Red Alert General, Command & Conquer General, sorry. But Dune Spice Wars was really good, actually. I played that briefly. So you've got the single player thing, you've got first person Call of Duty multiplayer killing it, you've got an RTS, now you've got a first person action adventure game that's doing really well. And Xbox is finally getting into a cadence, not of like mind-blowing games, but consistently like decent, noteworthy games that are kind of being talked about positively.
Now,
more or
but they did what they did in 2021 again, Gaz.
Yep, always.
They backloaded the year. They backloaded the year.
Always.
But I agree.
Always.
I think it's changing, and I think that's why I'm telling people I'm really happy they pushed Avowed back.
Yeah.
Because why would you stick that right next to Stalker 2, right next to Flight Sim, and then shortly before Indiana Jones? It was weird. So I'm glad they pushed that back. And then like I see Abdel like having Avowed February, and then South of Midnight probably spring, and then Doom Dark Ages in summer, and then end the year with Fable. That's great. That's what I want.
That's beast.
Yeah.
I'm worried about Avowed though, because Avowed is releasing the same week as.
Oh, Avowed's in a tough spot.
Yeah.
It's in February. You got the next Yakuza game. You got Monster Hunter Wilds. You got Assassin's Creed.
Wilds. Yeah. Assassin's Creed is gonna. Well, shit. I didn't even put that in the topic list.
Assassin's Creeds.
We got to put Assassin's Creed or Ubisoft, I should say.
Ubisoft, yes. I want to talk about Ubisoft, man.
We definitely will, bro. They're in a shit show. Remember Julie? Actually, I was about to give it away who my contact is. But yeah. The bad. But yeah. Yeah. But yeah, we'll talk about Ubisoft in a bit. So you've got Indiana Jones. It's doing really well. Great game.
Great way to close out the year. Yep.
So it's really, really, really positive for Xbox.
Let me say this about the whole, because I do see people, and you mentioned before the whole like, yeah, but it's coming to PlayStation next year, so it's not really a win. What did I just say earlier about me debating to get early access this weekend?
Bro,
I was debating get early access this weekend because I want to play it, and I'm hearing these great reviews, and I could be playing it this weekend. And I think that's the goal that Xbox has with this, is that hopefully we still are creating great games, and if the buzz is surrounding it, they're gonna cave, whether it's on PC or Ultimate with this is an Xbox, or with an actual console Xbox. We want them to cave, but if they don't cave, then we're just gonna sell it to 50 million people 6 months from now. But
that's
a lot
crazy.
of people will probably cave. Like I was debating doing early access this weekend, like a lot of the people on Steam are doing.
Okay, forget 3 months, 3 days. And
3 days, you know?
Yeah, man.
Now, granted, if you could just get past the initial week or two of hype, then you're probably good, but yeah.
Bro, it's actually really, as I'm talking to you about it, I realized that how good Game Pass actually is as a result of this. Like, it so contingent on, obviously had a massive dearth of releases after Hellblade, but even though it looks like it's changing now, you never know, Xbox could mess it up somehow, but you know, you've got so much variety, and the quality of the titles and the breadth of them. You've got single player games galore, you've got RTSs galore, you've got a campaign with multiplayer all on Game Pass.
There's something for you here.
Yeah, Game Pass is starting to make waves, even if console strategy is shitting itself. You can't deny the value of Game Pass, and people will just employ the most ridiculous maths. Oh, you're gonna pay $240 for Call of Duty? I'm like, that's the only thing in the freaking service, you muppet. Now you can't keep saying that. You're like, oh, but then you'd have to like India. Oh, but I don't really like Hellblade. Oh, I don't like COD. I don't like RTSs. I don't like Avowed. I don't like South of Midnight.
Man, you are a very particular person.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what bugs me. Is like there's nothing on there that I want to play. I'm like, you must be a very picky eater.
Bro, there's like everything is there. Like, I don't like this. I don't like this. You're running out of genres to pretend that you don't care about. So this is the kind of cadence that Xbox needs to hit. It's starting to come to the fore. I don't want to speak too early, but it's looking like it. And you know, Indiana Jones is really kind of rounds up the year for Xbox in a strong way, and I really do think people will enjoy it quite a bit.
And I would also argue this is all part of their follow-up to, as much as people might not want to believe it, Call of Duty. This is all a follow-up to, they knew Call of Duty is going to give them a big bump in Game Pass, which it did. We now have confirmation of that. Yeah. And it sold like crazy. But with that big bump, They want to have people stick around. You know, they didn't want them to sub for the month, and that's why, like, following Call of Duty in the 2 weeks following, here's our 30th anniversary of Warcraft. Here's a South of Midnight documentary. Here's another deep dive trailer on Indiana Jones. And by the way, we have Stalker 2 Flight Sim coming up in the following month of Call of Duty, and then Indiana Jones. Like that's their goal, I would imagine, is the month following Call of Duty. Let's make people want to stick around, because then when November 20 something hits, when their month will be up, Indiana Jones will be around the corner. Are you gonna pass that up? It was all planned, man. I'm telling you, it was all a plan, and I'm hoping it's working for them, because as long as Game Pass wins, then we get to keep using it, kind of a thing.
No, absolutely. You know, the gamer in me wants Game Pass to survive, and this is the kind of thing where people start to see it, they start to take notice, and for a good while, people were thinking, and this kind of thing then takes that away, and now you're like, people may not even like Indiana Jones, but they may stay subscribed. They're like, all right, well, actually, hold on, I might try it again, and I know that Avowed is coming
for
next
$20.
month.
I might as well try that.
Yeah, there's no point in canceling. It's more like, I'm not going to cancel resub. People don't do that, right? Well, I don't. But a lot, some people might.
I'd rather play Uncharted again.
You piece of Uncharted. I saw a lot of comparisons with that. This is a very different type of experience. Let me read some super chats.
Yay!
Piraf, like giraffe with a P. Indiana Jones, Marvel's Rivals, and PoE2, PoE2. We're going to talk about PoE2 in a bit. I can see Fonzarelli's just come up on my Steam saying he's playing Path of Exile 2. Bangers galore. Yeah, it's really good to get in very quick succession. And we're going to talk about Marvel's
Good weekend,
Rivals
yeah.
next. Really, really good weekend. And a solid year as well. Member for 6 months, Solitech. Hit the like button on your way in and out. Yes, people smash the like button. There's 200 of you. Smash it. And we've got Aaron with a £10 super chat. Yo, guys. I went for the Series S when this gen dropped, and now I'm feeling its limits, especially with big releases. Should I wait to the digital Series X or wait for 2026?
Wait for the digital Series X? You don't have to wait. Are you saying to buy the Series X now? I think that's what he's saying.
Should I upgrade to the digital? Sorry, my mouse.
That's what I think he's saying.
Should I upgrade to the digital Series X or wait for 2026? 2 years. It depends on you, bro. But I don't even know if 2026 is guaranteed the next gen console. So, buy the Series X or go PC. Go PC. I'm gonna be pissed at Xbox guys off as I evangelize.
PC will be more expensive.
Yeah. But if you're a console player, Aaron, and you want to stay on console, the Series X is what I would say. Because Kibichi, we don't know when the well.
As a console boy,
wait.
I don't know. Yeah,
Game
go ahead.
Awards. I say wait till this week, and if you don't see anything about 2026, then because we're gonna talk about that. Don't put that little constipated face. There are things happening. There are things happening. There are things happening. You're going to see it. I guarantee there's going to be something. Aaron, again with the 5, because assuming the next gen starts in 2026, as it's rumored to be, of course, I will buy the handheld console too, but that's a few years out. Aaron, just wait. If you don't see anything at the Game Awards, what's the harm at picking up a Series X digital anyway? Because I don't know.
Can I shoot something of a reminder out there? I don't know if this program's still out, but Xbox All Access. Do you remember that?
You were in it, you famous piece of shit.
Like, that's a neat little program of, like, if you don't want to pay $500 now, you can
I thought you meant the documentary Power On where you were.
No, sorry, no. Xbox All Access.
Oh, yeah,
no, that's like a program. I have like 2 friends that did it, where it's just like, yeah, they paid 15 or 20 a month or something for 2 years, and they get Game Pass Ultimate, they get the console. I don't know if they still do that, but if they do, maybe that's, I don't know. That's a good question.
If
they do, that's a pretty good deal. Yeah.
I remember when the console wasn't being announced, that all access thing was really good value for money.
I will say it's a commitment, you know, because you're committing to a payment plan that you're going to get Game Pass Ultimate for 2 years.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you know,
That's
you
not so
can't be that picky eater we were talking about earlier.
Yeah. Or a PlayStation guy. Black Cobra with a $2 super chat. Don't forget, some ABK games also came to Game Pass this year. We got Crash Team Racing actually joined as well suddenly.
They've been on this freaking monthly drip strategy, and I you know, it's a thing, but for now it's just what the thing is. But yeah, every month they drop something.
Yeah.
ABK. Yeah.
So, you know, it's not just first party titles. They're giving a lot of those Activision games, which is really good as well, and a lot of value for a lot of people. Fantasticals! Oh, with the 5 gifted memberships, bro. Thank you so much for that, man. I want to see. I like to see who got them. It doesn't tell me. Oh, it got BT Maverick, and we got Weapon X, Daddy Passion Official. He sucks. Zach Riley and the Pony Andrew Wilkins in the chat also got it. Jeez. Thanks for joining my stream yesterday, Danny Passion said. Yeah, I went there, trolled him, and then I left. Thank you for joining. How many times have you joined my Sekiro streams? Can't wait to stream again. PC Master Race. I'm so excited. I missed streaming so much. What the hell is that? You look like Negan with a bat.
Oh, it's my little I just hold it sometimes when I'm standing. It's my wooden katana.
Oh, that's sick.
I pull this thing out.
That's cool.
And I just freaking, if you piss me off, guys, just like the finals actually sucks. What?
Hey, I never said finals actually the season 5.
No, I'm kidding. I'm just saying if anybody wants to piss me off.
Hey. We had so much fun. Remember when I locked you into that room with the finals of the... I'm much better now. I'm much better now.
What do you mean you're much better now? You don't play anymore.
Yeah, it's true. But I can't be worse. Well, let's play it. Season 5 is out. Next week?
Dude.
This week? Next week?
I was wondering what you were doing Monday, because I have a thing Monday.
Oh, man. Oh, bro.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll figure something out. I'm gonna finish work early. Just gonna come down and make some news. Andrew Wilkins with a member. Guys, stop lying. Most fan base don't accept you, goofball. Andrew Wilkins is just sitting there. See that he watches week on week. Andrew, I hope you hit the like button, subscribe, and all that good stuff. King Trash with a 5. Is there a need for consoles if everything is an Xbox? Will Indiana Jones sell more on PlayStation like the other Xbox games that came to PlayStation? I wonder if Hi-Fi Rush sold more on PlayStation than Xbox. I doubt it.
That's a good question. I think Steam sold more than PlayStation. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Because it came to Steam day and date, if I remember right.
Actually, it's on Game Pass. It would have sold more on PlayStation. Yeah, I don't know. Will Indiana Jones sell more on PlayStation? Like, I don't Maybe.
know. Like,
yeah, you would expect to, no? Because
I think it will sell more than I think anything is going to sell more than it will on Xbox directly.
Yeah.
It will not outsell what Steam sales will be. It'll be Steam at the top.
Yeah.
And then later on, PlayStation will be second, and then Xbox will be at the bottom, because primarily the people that are on actual Xbox consoles are probably playing it with Game Pass.
Absolutely.
That's my theory. Yeah.
I think, I mean, it's not wild theory. If it's a great game, it will sell, no? Yes, but Game Pass exists. Like, I'm not buying the game. Well,
but Call of Duty proved us wrong on that front. Like, Call of Duty totally proved us wrong. Pal World proved us wrong. Like, there's a lot of games that proved us wrong, that like Game Pass kills the game sales. If it's a good game, the people will just buy it on the other. Yeah. But if is there a need for consoles if everything is an Xbox? I don't know.
Is there a need for an
Xbox? Is there a need for consoles if everything's an Xbox? That's what he's saying.
Honestly, with King Thrash asks a good question. Is there a need for an Xbox console? Only if you you have a library and you're a console gamer primarily, then of course you'll stay on Xbox. But
that's what I was gonna say. If you're a console person, yeah.
But the value of proposition of that box dwindles as you become multi-platform. But if you're a Game Pass guy, and you'll play on consoles, are you gonna be? You're gonna feel pretty mighty stupid as an Xbox fan, forsaking Xbox, buying full price for PlayStation and timed exclusivity as well. Not everything is going day and date on PlayStation. Well, not yet anyway. So, yeah, there's loads of reasons for Xbox fans to carry on playing on Xbox. And for Microsoft, most of their Game Pass subscribers do still come from consoles. So it's not like they can just walk away from the console space, even if they would like to. And their focus is primarily on PC because that's the fastest growing growth vector for them as far as Game Pass subscriptions is concerned. So it's everywhere, Thrash. Like, there are questions to be had. You know my position on how what Xbox is doing, but we will talk about that in a bit. Before we do, let's talk about what time is it? Yeah, 56 minutes in. I do timestamps as I do it, but OBS.
Good job.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's a nightmare. Marvel's. Marvel's Rivals. So a lot of people.
I want to pair this, like, let's talk about Marvel Rivals, but then immediately after, can we talk about Ubisoft? Because I think there's two stories here that kind of go well together, potentially.
Yeah, for sure. Go for it. So you want to go Marvels and then Ubisoft?
I don't know what you had in mind, but I think there's going to be a good transition.
Okay, fine. Let's do that. So Marvel's Rivals. A lot of people, I saw some people say that, get rid of live service is not working anymore, and then boom, out of nowhere, this year, because a lot of people were kind of looking at Concord, which was a colossal L, and thinking, live service games are dead. And then here comes Marvel's Rivals and a free-to-play game, which I need to play, which I will stream with my white screen PC, great, glorious. I need to be master keyboard again. But Marvel's Rival looks really good. I never played the early access stuff, the beta or everything. My younger brother, who I collected the 3080 off, was just playing the game, and it looks really good. Lots of people are enjoying it. It really does look like Overwatch plus Marvel characters.
Yes.
And I saw...
But third person, yeah, which looks really cool. I saw a clip of Snowbike Mike play a shark, swallow everyone around and jump off the map. And I was like, oh, that's the kind of like trolling stuff I love doing in the game. So the game looks really good, has distinct players. I need to learn how to pull up footage, which I can do, but just need an overlay for that. But you need to see Kibbety's face. And Spotify listeners, yeah, of course. But yeah, Marvel's Rivals is doing really well. It had like nearly 500,000 or something players, and then 24 Yeah, I was
hours.
gonna say, I'm looking it up right now. Marvel's Rivals hit 444,000 concurrent players on Steam in 24 hours.
That's a lot, man. That's good. And the question for me is this:
33 characters, dude. That's nuts.
33
to start the game off with. Damn, that's nuts. And all of them being free for that's cool. That's cool.
Wait, I want to actually look up Marvel's Rivals character list.
Oh, there's a lot, dude. I admit I jumped on it a little bit before this stream just to familiarize myself a little bit.
I need to stop doing it in the wrong browser. I've got another PC there. Sorry, chat. Sorry, Key. The cameras go off because I use the stream PC and minimize Discord. But I have another screen and PC here. I bought this program. It's so good. This dual PC setup. I know I'm going a bit of a tangent, but the dual PC setup is so good because I bought this software called, I forgot what it's called now, but I can control, the mouse controls both PCs and both screens. It's so cool. And the same keyboard and mouse for both PCs. It's so dank. What's it called? The app is called, for people, Synergy. PC's the way forward. Why did I go? I'm like a console peasant. These are toys compared to the greatness of PC. The screens. Anyway, sorry. Marvel's Rivals, KVG. Are you going to be playing it? Should we play it together? Why are you doing that face? Do you hate me?
I installed it last night, and I uninstalled it before the stream.
What?
So here's the thing. this is sort of a harken back to the whole, like, you know, the Greg Miller and Paris Lilly, whatever, about their low scores for indie. People called out, it's not exactly a Greg Miller game. And that's how I feel about that. That's a dude that didn't like Dishonored, you know? And like, this is not, Marvel Rivals is not a Tony game.
You did like Overwatch?
Exactly. Like Overwatch, I thought it was fine, but I wasn't hooked into it. In fact, I feel I liked Overwatch more than this, at least first impression, because it was kind of easier to grasp what the character was doing. But I feel like in Marvel Rivals, there's just so much happening on the screen that the third person aspect is cool. And the art, man, oh my God. The art, like the people that were in charge of the cosmetics in this game, the art direction, knew what the F they were doing.
Oh no, I'm screwed.
Like, but that's why they want you to put money into it. They want you to look at
oh my God,
chat. Who's the Frozen girl? Yeah, they want you to spend money on that girl because she's freaking hot, even though she's an ice queen. Anyways,
I'm looking at this right now,
dude. But yeah, it's funny because they're hearkening to people like me. That's a gamer that is also an otaku. I watch anime. I love anime. And this game is clearly inspired by anime styles and the way they're doing it. It takes place in Tokyo a lot of the times too. They knew exactly. And they have like this anime opening launch trailer. They knew exactly what they were doing. So you'd think it would harken to somebody like me. But it's just, when I tried it out this morning, I tried a few characters. It just didn't feel like my thing. But if you're somebody that's into hero shooters and whatever, then it might be your thing. But just something about it, I like everybody being on that same playing field. That's why I love Halo. I love that everybody has the same loadouts and we're all just trying to abuse the sandbox together. But that's just me. The art direction's stellar. The game is super polished. It has an immense amount of characters that you can play for a hero shooter for free.
That's crazy.
And I looked at the live service stuff too, because that's important for a game like this. If you want to succeed, unfortunately, especially if you're free to play, you have to have a good business model. So I checked that out too. And I'm like, these are really general challenges. And that's great. Because I hate it when games are like, use this character to do this thing. No. Just get 6,000 damage. No character listed. Just do that. And apparently it's like Halo Infinite, where Halo Infinite ushered in something for the live service era, which is buy a battle pass, beat it whenever you want. Do it whenever you want. You bought it. You know, every other thing, well, if you buy it, you have a limited time. Marvel Rivals, nope. You buy it, do it when you want. That's my impression, at least. That's what it seemed like. So
I hope so, because
that's cool.
That Halo Infinite really changed that, did a really positive thing there. And it was actually fun going back. I didn't feel the pressure to carry on playing it, but I still went back and played it.
You can buy it later too. You know, I don't know if Marvel Rivals will do that, but that's what I mean. On paper, there's a lot great about Marvel Rivals. It's just not a KBG game, but see, I can still recognize all the good stuff about it. It's really cool.
All those good things are the things like Concord failed at. Like, it had a ton of characters. They don't look stupid as hell. All the characters have great customization according to you. And they've got a challenge system that's inviting and it's not exclusionary. And at this point in time, I think competent game developers will know that from learning from the missteps of countless live service games that have faltered on even fundamental areas like this, that they can't afford to make those mistakes, because you've got entrenched players that routinely play a set number of their favorite live service games, and in order to pull that attention away, you need to get everything right. Characters right, maps right, customizations right, the hooks right. So this may be, just based on the early impressions, a game that may have long legs, because longevity is what defines.
That's what I'm curious about, guys. What'll be the long legs of it? Because there's a lot of buzz about it now, but how long will that stick? That's the challenge of live service games. And
absolutely.
I mean, yeah, the cosmetics is a great thing. As long as you have a game that's really fun to play and you got really good cosmetics, and it gives people kind of that addiction, that live service addiction to come back that I've fallen down the rabbit hole of for freaking Fall Guys, for Halo Infinite, for the finals. I've fallen down that rabbit hole, but that I'm just curious if Marvel Rivals will stick that for people and it won't just be the hype thing for 2 weeks. So
that's why I wonder as well. The proof will be in the pudding, but a lot of people I've seen are really enjoying it, and I can't wait to play it as well. I'll do my first playthrough on stream, and so people can see me suck. But it's definitely something I'm intrigued to play, and it's free to play.
It's got really good tutorials, by the way.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people don't bother with tutorials, but I'm a tutorial guy.
Oh yeah.
It's got a lot of stuff to like onboard you. Yeah, and like a training area too. It's cool.
Okay. Yeah. We'll definitely check it out. King Thrash with a $20 super chat. Thank you, man. He goes, last question. Seeing that PlayStation has double the user base, do you think Microsoft looks at PlayStation sales as the true measure of success for Xbox games? Does Microsoft need PlayStation and Nintendo to survive in the gaming space more than they need Xbox?
Seeing that PlayStation is double.
I don't think Microsoft looks at PlayStation sales as the true measure of success. I think it sees.
I'm gonna rephrase that as like the make or break.
Yeah, I think that's
because is that what he's saying? Because yeah. Okay.
I think what King Thrash is trying to say is that because of Xbox's poor performance and perhaps Game Pass subs not making as much money, which I don't think is the case, he's saying that maybe they actually just primarily look at the PlayStation sales now, and I don't think that's the case because
I don't think so either.
Because you really cannot disregard whatever sales numbers there are on Xbox, but also the subscription is just a holistic thing. It's a whole big part
Steam
of the whole
as
thing.
well.
Steam as well. But to the second question, does Microsoft need PlayStation and Nintendo to survive? I don't think they do, but I think Microsoft feels like they do because they are capitulating in a big way.
To survive, no.
Yeah.
To profit, maybe.
Yeah, well,
that's what I would say.
I think, well, it depends on how you frame survivability. I just feel like Xbox leadership don't have that much faith in the brand as they should, and obviously that also falls on them when they falter on many things. But right now we're seeing a string of successes, and there's no reason why that cannot continue. And if it did, Xbox on its own, if it leveraged its exclusivity, like Doom being exclusive, Indiana Jones being exclusive, COD, well, you can't do COD, but everything being exclusive, people would finally start to take notice. Doom being the big one, but I don't think that's the case. I don't think it's make or break for them. But it is, so PlayStation is definitely something they are looking for to make more money.
Exactly. And to answer, like King Thrash followed up, if no, then why put them on PlayStation? And thank you again for the super chat, Thrash. And yeah, it's just basically more money. That's all. It's just more money. Like if there's 50 million people we could sell to, why won't we do it? And you know, is that something that Phil maybe thought to do? I don't know, but I fully believe. I guess we're gonna get to that. Yeah. But
before we do,
I don't know. It's just more money.
No. I think it's a good question of more money, but also more pressure as well. It isn't just them going, let's get more profit. Remember, Thrash, you know this from Sony. Sony's doing the squeeze as well. People seem to have downplayed Hiroki Totoki's comments where he says, wherever there is computing, people will play their games there. That's what he said, wherever there's computing. That's very similar to the Tim Stewart's comments, and I feel like people are sleeping on that. I think PlayStation will stall it out for as long as possible. But remember, PlayStation is desperate for the squeeze as well, which is why it's doing PC releases. But Xbox, way more so. So yeah, that they definitely need to do it. And ABK, remember, that gave him a lifeline as well, because that's, in many ways, they were quite critical, in my opinion. Aaron with a 5, looking at how good Indiana Jones looks like and runs on Series X, does Microsoft need to push other devs into their portfolio to adopt id Tech instead of UE5? I've actually seen that.
No. I don't think so.
id Tech, I think, is a little bit more constrained and less future proof, but also less widely adopted. And I feel like is every use case is important. With id Tech, I feel like they're a lot less dynamic in the game world. Like a lot more dynamism is afforded in engines like Unreal Engine. I think Halo would struggle to work on id Tech compared to UE5. Again, non-developer here, but I just feel like the kind of physics-based stuff and all of that wide scope and wide open world stuff, I feel like it's going to be hard. I know it's hard on UE5, but the open world stuff anyway, but the kind of id Tech games tend to be a little bit more static to me. Again, non-dev speaking, but that's what I think. But you were quite emphatically saying no there.
I will admit there's a point that Thrash commented off of that super chat, and he said like UE5 costs too much money. That's a fair point. You know, if you have in-house engines that you don't have to license, then that's a good point.
Yeah,
now can other devs? Yeah, can. It's an option, basically. If it's feasible, then it's an option. Would I rather them do that? Then I don't know. Yeah, it's an option. I don't see it as the word need. I don't think that's the thing. That's all.
Yeah.
Can they? Yeah. And is it more feasible? Yeah. Do they need to? Yeah.
Yeah. The Game Boy with the $2 says, interesting question, Queen Thrash. He also says NPKT. It's Game Boy. The Game Boy. No problem, King Thrash. It's Game Boy. The Game Boy. They're having conversations as a super chat. Keep doing it. I'm not complaining. So you were going to use Marvel's Rivals of all games to then segue into Ubisoft, which I have no idea how you're going to do that.
Let me say why. So here, I'll do it for you guys. So folks, in case you haven't heard, Ubisoft had quite the announcement this week, which is the game X Defiant, which is, I'm just for simplifying it as a sort of Call of Duty knockoff, as a live service that Ubisoft is going to try to once again rock. That is a first-person shooter with good cosmetics and potentially good gameplay and shenanigans, and hopefully it functions as a live service game. Well, they announced that they are going to discontinue the game, not immediately. It's not a Concord, and it lasted a few months, but they are going to close it in June of 2025. But they're going to launch season 3, but they're basically halting development. But not just that, they're also closing. Let me see if I have this pulled up. They are closing studios in San Francisco and Osaka, and that's going to lay off nearly 300 employees. But I want to point out that those are studios that are being closed because of this. So we tried X Defiant, it didn't work out. We'll keep it up for the next 6 or 7 months, but we're stopping development on it. We're closing some studios to, lower our costs.
Yep. And
the reason I bring this up is because it was a live service gamble that Ubisoft tried. And that's why I'm wondering if Marvel Rivals has the thing to stay alive.
A lot more
the live
than
service game.
Yeah, a lot more than.
Hopefully. But I was hearing positive, I don't know, maybe I was in a different bubble. But I was hearing positive things about X Defiant when it came out. I was hearing people this might give, I don't know about Call of Duty a run for its money, but for those that don't want to play Call of Duty, it's something neat.
I enjoyed it.
And so
I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good game.
It's just,
I thought
it's one of those things of just a game that had, overall, to my impressions, I guess we could look this up, it had good impressions, but it couldn't stay alive. Here we are, this weekend, we're celebrating the 1-year anniversary of the finals. From a totally new studio that does have backing. It's their first game ever that they're publishing, and they managed to last a year, and here they are about to launch season 5. And we've just seen so many live service games get onslaughted, and you think of last year, there was an onslaught between Avengers. I think there was the wrestling battle royale game. There was a bunch that got cut. Some guys, somehow Fall Guys managed to continue on. And it's interesting to think. The reason I brought this up after Marvel Rivals is just, there's two questions here. One, what does Ubisoft do after this? Because it just seems like there's a few Ubisoft stories this year. And two, what does a live service game need to do to survive? There's two big questions. That's why I want to talk about this with you guys, because this story isn't just about XDefiant closing. It's like it's just another one of the bubbles that's bursting right now.
Well, if you look at the chat, you've got some people talking about gas. You got Lord Louis who says gas is dying, and who was the console manufacturer that was going all in on gas games? Yeah. So, and then they failed. Look, Marvel's Rivals is very interesting for that very reason. Now I know why you actually linked the two things. Because it goes to show that you can, in the short term, be successful. I don't think XDefiant was anywhere near what Rivals was. Obviously, you got the Marvel's property, and that's a big pull anyway.
They have that advantage, yeah.
Which is a big one. But at the same time, like, I played XDefiant. It was a solid game, but it just... is very, 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 very basic. I like the fact that it trimmed so much of the fat, but even then it was so basic. It was just like, it reminded me of like wannabe CODs like of 2 gens ago, and I'm like, right, okay, I would like that you've like, because COD got a bit silly at some points, so you're trying to bring it back and you know, capitalize on the COD kind of serotonin release formula. But it didn't even do that to an exemplary level. So it wasn't... You can have good... It was a semi-decent gas game, but it wasn't exemplary. And it's just the case that with gas games, you just have to... The bar is much higher to be really good. Because with gas games, the pressure... It's not like one of your single-player games where you can just rely on sales and that's it, stop. Gas, to be successful, has to be... pervasive thing. It has to survive a period of seasons or years. So the foundation has to be there, and that's why so many games falter, because they didn't have, or they had a good foundation but they didn't do anything with it. You know, we had some really good games. That dodgeball, like that dodgeball game was really good, and that
that one hurt me the most. Knockout City, I thought that was awesome.
Knockout City was fun. I was hoping to get more people on, but people kind of moved on by the time I started playing that.
But that's the thing. So a take on that, people moved on.
Yeah.
I think something that's hard is you have to introduce something. This is the hard part. And I admit, I did hear this on Kind of Funny, and I think it's like spot on the point. I think it was Andy that said this, Andy Garcia. He's like, people are so rooted in their ecosystems. Mm-hmm. That's the issue. And that goes for the whole console war situations too. It's like, if somebody loves to play on their Switch, on their PlayStation, on their Xbox, on their PC, they are going to buy it for that. Even if there's an option that's like 10 times cheaper. Yeah. They're just going to do that because they're just so entrenched in their ecosystem. And I think that's how live service games function too, where I told people for a long time, Halo Infinite covered it for me for my first person shooter.
Yeah,
that's my shooter fix. I love Halo. I don't need to bounce around between a bunch of different shooters. If I want to shoot, I'm going to play Halo. And when the finals came around, I thought this game is finally giving Halo a run for its money after the past couple of years, in my shooter fix at least. And it has, and it totally, like, it became part of the mix, and it managed to be the thing that actually managed to push Fall Guys out too, because I was rocking that for years.
Yep.
Because I loved Fall Guys. It was something different. I didn't have any kind of platformy battle royale type game like that because it was unique. So, that filled a spot that wasn't already filled. But when you're Ubisoft and you have Rainbow Six that is still thriving somehow, I guess like a peak Steam player count was 250,000. And it's still at like 50,000 today, after so many years later. Why don't you just make a Rainbow Six 2 or something potentially? I don't know. You need to be careful about how you do that, but it's hard to break into a genre when it's so filled, and that's what happened with XDefiant. You're competing with Call of Duty, you're competing with Halo. Well, You don't have to compete with Halo anymore. But but you know, like you're competing with all these shooters. You better be doing something pretty damn unique or strong, because that's hard to do.
Yeah.
So it's, I don't know. I'm really curious about live service direction, and Ubisoft. It just sounds like they're taking a big step back after this, doing that.
Well, Ubisoft on a bigger level, there are talks now of them being bought out by, they're looking to be acquired. Ubisoft are in a mess, man.
Yeah.
Ubisoft
that's been the talk, dude. Ubisoft, I have a funny statement.
God. Ubisoft dead. The shit.
I feel like we've talked about Ubisoft like every couple months something, and then people are just like, somebody should just buy them, or something needs to happen, and I'm just like, you remember way back when people would talk about EA like crazy?
Yeah.
We never talk about EA anymore. I feel like
that's a
we
great
never
point.
talk about EA anymore.
No
I was
one
just thinking about that this morning. I'm like, what was the last bad EA story? I feel like EA's just kind of in the background, just not doing anything special, not doing anything terrible. They're just like, we're here. We're okay, kind of a thing.
That's a very good point. I don't think we
used to always talk about EA.
We don't talk about EA
And now
anymore.
it's Ubisoft.
Only about
It's
Battlefield,
Ubisoft now.
maybe. That's a great point.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But anyway, so
yeah, Microsoft.
I'm curious where Ubisoft.
No, Tencent is gonna buy. Bro, Ubisoft is going down the shitter. The people who work at Ubisoft, I know they are preparing their CVs and resumes, as you call them in America, and we had it. I think it was last year. Yves Guillemot, whatever his name is, basically told everyone at Ubisoft to hunker down. That this is it. They launched their little roadmap of all these Assassin's Creed games. They were doubling down. They had Mirage. That didn't really hit those sales numbers. Prince of Persia didn't hit those sales numbers. X-Defiant didn't hit those sale numbers. Star Wars Outlaws didn't hit the sale numbers. Failure after failure after failure after failure after this critical juncture, which was announced 2 years ago, and they faltered. Now you're looking at the new Assassin's Creed. That's not going to do it. And I'm telling you now, it's not going to do it. So Ubisoft are in trouble. They either go bust or they get bought out. So Tencent have been circling around them for a while. So I think Tencent will go ahead. And I think Ubisoft's IPs will be bought for a good discount. I don't care that much for that. The only one I really care about, well, two.
Yeah.
One, Splinter Cell. Someone buy the IP off them.
Oh my God.
Buy it off them. Microsoft, just get the IP, just buy that instead. Or someone buy it. Someone incompetent. If it's Microsoft, it's Microsoft. If it's not Microsoft, if it's Sony, buy them if you can do stealth and Splinter Cell properly. But Microsoft is more fitting because first Splinter Cell game, original Xbox.
Started on Xbox.
Yeah, legacy there.
Yep.
It was amazing. I love that experience. But it doesn't mean that Sony can't buy them. So we're gonna find out very soon what's going to happen to Ubisoft, because Ubisoft is failing right in front of our very eyes, and a lot of that I blame Ubisoft. They didn't really evolve past their formula and really kind of brought in that formula, which a lot of people copied, which is fair enough, but for a very long time they just didn't innovate, and then they faltered and died. But one of the things that Ubisoft did do was go, when a game didn't work, like For Honor, they would go back and spend some time and fix it. Rainbow Six Siege, that's Ubisoft, right? I'm not losing my mind.
Yeah, I would argue that's their actual biggest cash cow. I have a feeling. Like a lot of people would think Assassin's Creed, but I have a feeling between that's what I mean. If Rainbow Six Siege is working so great, just expand that cow. If something's working, you don't need to introduce other cows unless it's something super different that's not occupied in the space. That's why, man. I boast about Fall Guys like crazy because there was nothing like that. Yeah. Say what you will about it. If it's not your type of game, great. But guess what? There was nothing really like it at the time.
Yeah.
And so I just think that they should just They should just expand Rainbow Six, focus up on IP that they own that people would freaking want, and goddamn, just give people Splinter Cell, man. Just give it to them.
I don't know what's going to happen with Splinter Cell, but I hope someone at least buys the property that knows what
they have
doing.
Great IP. They do.
But
they have Rayman. They have Prince of Persia. They have Splinter Cell. They have shit, dude. They do, but they just, I don't know. But then that's the bigger conversation of like, we're in this day and age now. It was great. But that's the bigger conversation of we're in this depressing day and age now where the AAA peeps do not want to experiment. They don't want to take a risk. And if they do, like, I think Concord maybe send a message where it's like, we either have to stop experimenting or we have to stop live servicing or something. And it's just the bubble's bursting, I feel, man.
Absolutely.
I think this is a big topic, but yeah. Sorry.
And you actually hit the nail on the head there about the sustainability of it all, which actually is a good segue for my next topic, actually. It was the PlayStation's 30th anniversary, which is not...
Oh, we are talking.
Which is not insignificant. A huge moment. 3 decades of PlayStation. We are old. But at the same time, is it really
crazy?
Really
yes.
3?
Isn't that insane, dude? Yeah.
And that's crazy. Oh, but actually, before we go talk about that, let me quickly catch up with these super chats. And because there's quite a few, so thank you, everyone. First of all, God Emperor Sofa King with the $2. Thank you. Because id is better and cheaper for Microsoft to use than Unreal Engine 5, which is I agree. I just feel like it's a little bit more restrained, or maybe perhaps the developers at large and from the talent pool maybe not be as au fait with id. It's more specific, but I may be wrong. X Defiant wasn't available on Steam, says Black Cobra with a 2. Thank you. But
100%. That is, sorry. Yep.
That's a good point.
That's 100% a big problem Ubisoft has. That apparently documents are saying they're changing that. They're going to finally embrace the ways of Steam and stop having their PC games exclusively on their Ubisoft launcher, because that is a huge. Unfortunately, like Steam. If you're putting your game on PC, and Microsoft knows this, that's why they don't sell it just Microsoft Store. They put all their games day and date on Steam, because they know PC people, again, I mentioned earlier about the ecosystems, they're just going to get it on Steam. Freaking 80% of them are just going to buy it on Steam. They don't want your launcher. They don't want your Epic Game Store. They don't want your Game Pass. They just want to play it on Steam.
Yep.
And if you're not launching on Steam, you're missing out. You just are.
Yeah, honestly. You can't. Steam is a beast in the space. Everyone capitulated. Now Microsoft is even allowing
Black
you to...
Myth Wukong had like 2 million players or something like that this year on Steam. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
That's insane. You've almost forgot about that. That's crazy. That's crazy. Power of China. Evan Huff with a $10 super chat. Happy holidays, you retired horn dog. Thank you so much, Evan.
Happy holidays.
I hope you're feeling well, man. Aaron with a £10 super chat. Assuming the next Xbox is announced next week, can we get an in-depth prediction list of what we can expect from next-gen Xbox and what you both individually would love to see from it? Bro,
that's a fun question.
Aaron,
limited to 2 or 3 minutes. Yeah.
No, it's this guy. Your reaction marked the start of the Series X after the Xbox. I want to see the same. Oh, chair falls off.
I'm in a documentary.
Yeah, you're in the documentary for the Xbox because of your reaction. That's how I came to know you, and I've watched that video so many times. It's one of those videos I watch. It's like so wholesome to see your reaction.
So this is something that I should have said at the start of the stream, but so it's going to be interesting because if they announce that, Gaz, I don't know if you know this. I'm going to be at the Game Awards next week.
Are you? Oh, shit.
I wasn't invited. I wish, but no, I'm just going as a consumer. I wanted to always go. And I'm like, in the period that is the finding myself, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to go because you never know. Maybe I'll meet somebody or whatever. And I'm surrounded by all these people that love the industry like I do. So it's gonna be cool, but I'm most certainly going to run to the stage and go GTA 7, GTA 7. But
and then
no,
Jeff Keighley
I'm
will
definitely,
touch you in an appropriate
I'm
place.
definitely scared about the if the reveals. I don't know. I want to capture reactions to certain things. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. But if they do reveal the next Xbox, that'd be wild.
That would be mad. That'd be mad. I'm not saying that that's what they'll do, but well, we'll talk about that in a bit. Aaron with the 5. Also, if I did pick up a Series X digital edition, can you guys recommend a good 4K 120Hz monitor that isn't going to break the bank? Chat, can you recommend one? Or if KBG, do you know one? 120
So sorry, what
monitor.
was the question?
Aaron is asking if he
does monitor. I can't tell him. Monitor, yeah.
Monitor's quite specific as well, because I actually wanted one like that as well because of the capturing thing, but then I gave up on streaming from Xbox. But chat will hopefully know some, because a monitor's really hard to, and it doesn't have to break the bank. So Mazertech says 120 hertz is the bank breaker, unfortunately. So yeah, 120 hertz, you're kind of angling for maybe above the £400 or maybe dollar mark. That's what I feel like. But yeah, before we talk about Sarah Bond's sacrilegious reveal, let's talk about Path of Exile 2 very briefly, because I haven't played this, but I definitely will, and I'm hearing some great things about this game. I don't know if you are a what am I doing? I don't know if you are a Diablo fan, KBG, but this thing...
Diablo 4 I freaking love, yeah.
Oh, well then if you like Diablo 4, maybe perhaps you might want to try out Path of Exile 2, because the early access is #1 on Steam right now, and there are a lot of positive buzz about that game.
It's the ecosystems, man. Because it's like, if I go play it, and if I like it, then it's like, okay, I'm not going back to Diablo 4. I can't imagine a world that I bounce back and forth between the two. You know, that's what I mean about the ecosystems. It's like, but I hear, like, I even have a friend. He's actually a big Diablo fan. I have this buddy Josh, and he's like, Path of Exile 2 is everything I want Diablo to be.
Oh shit, man.
So it's like, I'm like, oh no. But I'm a Diablo newbie, so
bro, I was watching Onox Alex play, and it looked really fun. Actually looked like a lot of potential. And then I saw someone open the talent tree, and I was like, what the actual is that? Like, what is that? Bro, have you seen the talent tree?
What do you mean the talent tree? Oh,
yeah.
okay.
That looks like a freaking galaxy map. It looks ridiculous, man. And I'm like,
you're gonna get a live reaction here.
Oh yeah, go for it. Go.
I'm looking.
I'm gonna try and bring it.
It's like a star map. What the?
Yeah, that's what I meant. It's ridiculous.
It's like a star map. What in the world? That's too much. That's too much.
Bro, chat, I'm gonna try and bring it up. But this is ridiculous.
I mean, I can kind of do it here if I'm just on the screen. Wait. No, I'm messing it up. Come on, there we go.
Bro, that
my
looks
God,
ridiculous.
Oh, I can't zoom in on it. Okay, it's just. You guys probably can't tell from my small window here, but that's just ridiculous.
I've got it here. 1 second.
Okay. That's just so.
Look at that.
Just so... Oh my God.
That's not even all of it, by the way. That's just like some of it. It's ridiculous. What? Look at it. Look at these little strands. What? I am not.
So that's too much for me, man. I think that's the thing that, like, maybe the thing is that you start as a character that you could just kind of go anywhere. You know what this reminds me of? Chat, has anybody played Final Fantasy X? This reminds me of the web that is Final Fantasy X, but each character. Wow, actually, this is very similar to Final Fantasy X. Anyway, Yeah, that's nuts.
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
But yeah,
it
good
actually
on
makes me want to play it more, though. It actually does make me want to play it more.
Wait, so did it actually launch, or is it in like early access?
I think it's in early access.
That's another thing about this modern day.
Yeah, I know, everything's early access, right? It's really annoying.
I wanted to start what's the new game that Moon Studios did? The people that did Ori, they just released something. Something wicked. Oh, I can't remember it, but it's the people that made Ori. They launched their new game in early access this year, and it's like it looks great. And Chad, I was hoping one of you would say it, but yeah, I don't know. Early access is the thing. But great, people are loving Path of Exile too. Yeah. No rest for the wicked. Thank you, God Emperor. Yes, no rest for the wicked. Yes.
What's that? No rest for the
That's
wicked?
the game that Moon Studios, like the people that made Ori. It's like their new game.
Oh, bro, that game looks amazing. I might actually pull it up.
But it's early access, so it's like, I don't know. Do I play it? Do I play Hades 2? Do I play Path of Exile 2 with their early access or not?
Bro, No Rest for the Wicked looks amazing. I feel like it's gonna be like they're taking it to another level. I love Ori. I love all the Ori games. I think they were brilliant.
So good, yeah.
And this does look like look at the art style of this. This looks amazing. It just looks sick. Get lost, IGN, you piece of shit. Anyways, yeah, that's good.
I was gonna say Path of Exile.
Yeah, Path of Exile. Yeah, no, I'm gonna get. I am drowning in games right now.
Exactly.
I haven't completed Death Stranding, which I started. I started Lost Odyssey, which I want to freaking complete, but then that stopped because then I played. I've got Mad Max I started. I really enjoyed that. Now I've got Indiana Jones I've been playing. And BG is going to be looking at me like, you disgrace. Yeah. And I'm like, I can't stop trying these things, but I have to stick to one game. It's so hard. I don't understand how
I have a great thing. So God Emperor Sofa King, he said Diablo 4 will be for the ARPG noobs. And I think that's like, maybe that's what it is. Maybe Path of Exile 2, maybe that's why my Diablo veteran friend, he's like, this is everything I wanted Diablo to be. But it's like for those of us that are like, we need something a bit more toned down for our elementary level or whatever. Maybe that's what Diablo can be. It's the mainstream thing. Kind of like how Call of Duty is for first-person shooter things, and you're an advanced person if you play Halo. Fight me. But...
It's true.
Anyway,
it's true. The higher TTK makes you better. But it's true. But yeah, you were saying, because Path of Exile 2, do check it out. It's supposed to be really good and a lot of depth in it. So I don't know when I'm going to play these games. Now, we were talking about the PlayStation 30th anniversary. And I wanted to read Sean Layden, the ex-PlayStation alumni. He made some statements that were echoing your sentiments about the AAA space. So they asked him a question. How do you feel about the video game industry? This is an interview with Eurogamer. Yeah. And you've mentioned not seeing innovative new games like Parappa the Rapper. Where are the new genres? And this is where I agree with Sean Layden. He goes, I guess you get new genre activity at the indie level where there's more risk tolerance. You've got to take risks, otherwise you're not going to get anywhere. But I'm afraid that the current cost of game development with AAA games, AAA console title costing in the hundreds of millions, squeezes risk tolerance out of the room. So he's right there, because that's all we're seeing. The AAA space is completely bereft of any real innovation, barring maybe a couple of examples. I can't think of any. And it's really, really bad. It's really bad.
Dude, I'm telling you, Sean Layden, he is preaching the gospel. like he has been on so many interviews the past year for podcasts and everything that he is preaching the gospel that I feel like every publisher out there needs to freaking listen to.
When it comes to AAA space, I don't think the publisher listening to him can change tact, because the spiraling dev cost is just a problem to somehow overcome, but that requires an industry-wide kind of changing in processes, and I think tools like Unreal Engine will play a big part in that in the long run. But I also think Sean Layden is a massive hypocrite, because Mr. Sean Layden, aka Consolidation, is bad for the industry. You've seen the clip on this channel. You see him how anti-consolidation he has been, right? He thinks consolidation is the enemy of creativity. But when it comes to PlayStation, his bias rears itself so rawly. So when the interviewer asked him about PlayStation acquiring Kadokawa, you would expect him to have just as vibrant and colorful the language against consolidation, right? Let's have a look. Speaking of competing for content, this is what the interview says. PlayStation Kadokawa Corporation look ready to tie the knot, meaning Sony likely owns From Software and could decide exclusivity for the next Elden Ring. What are your thoughts there? Sean Layden, if you were being honest, you would have been just the same scathing about consolidation. Didn't say anything. Just like so many of the C-word crocodile tears we saw from like the likes of Colin Moriarty. His reaction, was been working on a video of him. Not a single time does he utter the concerns about consolidation. Neither does Sean Layden. What does Sean Layden say about Kadokawa, which would be allegedly a monopoly in the anime space? But anyway, he says the two companies have always been close. The From Software Association goes back to the early days. He's doing a Colin Moriarty, trying to excuse it because they have links together. They have history together, like Bethesda didn't have a history with Xbox. It goes back to the early days of PlayStation. They were one of the launch partners coming out with games back then. Remember when Colin Moriarty was crying about why the developers behind Psychonauts, like why them? But they had a launch game. So this is artificial bullshit. And then he goes, and then if you look at the board of directors, historically there's been a number of Sony people who've served at the board. How does that tackle anything to do with consolidation and the fears there? That type of thing. They're not strangers, that's for sure. I don't know what the timeline is on Elden Ring 2. I'm sure it's a bit down the pike. Selective amnesia of this man who was constantly bemoaning consolidation, and not once did he utter anything. That's not his initial reaction. Instead, it was, oh, they worked together in the past. Yeah, and there's a couple of Sony execs there. But what happened to the inequity of consolidation? No, I'm consistent. I actually want Sony to purchase them, and I want them to make them exclusive. But unlike you, as much as a legend you are, when it comes to this, you're a massive hypocrite. A gigantic one at that. And I think people need to call him out for it. Like I have. Sean Layden. Power of China. Yeah. So that's what I wanted to say. Anything to add to that?
I could, but I don't know how long it'll result in. I basically somewhat disagree. I basically disagree.
Go for it.
Well, it's mostly because I was trying to look at the statement you were grabbing and the context to it, and it's basically like, what are your thoughts on that? Basically, what are your thoughts on Elden Ring 2 potentially being exclusive? And the way he's answered the question, it's like he's not being asked, how do you feel about acquisitions? He's being asked, how do you feel about EldenRing 2's exclusivity?
No,
and he's just literally stating like
Sony buying Kadokawa. That's the whole quote.
Oh, that wasn't the article that I found. I'm seeing, speaking of competing for content, PlayStation and Kadokawa Corporation look forward to tie the knot, meaning Sony likely owns FromSoft and could decidedly exclusivity for the next Elden Ring. What are your thoughts there? They're commenting on the exclusivity. So he's basically sharing like, well, based off of the relationship they've had, I don't work there, but this is what I would guess.
But the question literally says there, PlayStation Kadokawa Corporation are looking to tie the knot, meaning Sony likely owns From Software. This whole interview is literally geared towards talking about the state of the industry. From the question preceding it is, can consoles continue to exist? The question before that is video game industry, how do you feel? Now you're saying that this is very specific, despite the fact that the question, I disagree with you there. This is a very generic question. But if you think it's even tied to the exclusivity of it, he should be talking about it. He should be talking about it. If the guy's so vehemently against it, while simultaneously working for Tencent, which is hilarious because Tencent's probably going to be buying Ubisoft, like we've said. And I'd love to see.
There's a bigger. There's a bigger conversation that's like it kind of transcends video games, but there's this whole thing about silence is violence kind of a thing, and I'm not one of those people that agrees with that statement personally. And it becomes one of those things though, like if this person doesn't speak up about this, then that means they are totally for it. If he's talking to a baby killer and doesn't tell that baby killer to his face, you are an absolute baby killer, that is trash. If you don't say that to their face, that means you're in support of them killing babies. And it's kind of a bigger conversation, but like I don't know. Like he said his perspective during the interview already. So it's like, does he repeat the perspective when the question comes up with something more specificity? I don't know. We'll disagree on this, but yeah.
You. So why do people give Sean Layden the benefit of the doubt so much? Not only was he responsible for Consolidation and Insomniac, in an interview, he was just nodding his head with the Bari and Persona and their PlayStation fanboy podcast. And he was like, yep, you did Insomniac. That was me. Yeah. And then he goes, Consolidation is the enemy of creativity. In the same thing. And then we're like, all right. But now so he's giving himself, patting himself on the back. I did Insomniac. And then he talks about Consolidation is the enemy of creativity. And then he lists the companies, Microsoft and Embracer, and you're sat there in Tencent, and you were at Sony that bought Insomniac, and you say, oh, but that's just not the same size at the publisher level. And this, okay, what about Kadokawa? Specificities. It was just talking about, nah, he can't escape that. There's no way. Where is Sean Layden? This fuck that just teach that piece of shit a lesson. I'm not threatening him, but I think he's a hypocrite. I think it's startling. In your position, you cannot make these grandiose statements in an interview where you're talking about the general state of the industry, from the AAA budgets to console spaces. In fact, actually, another question was, which is really interesting. Like I say, I think he's a hypocrite when it comes to different answers, but I do also agree with a lot of what he says. He says one of the questions the interview asked was, can consoles continue to exist long term? His answer is very interesting. And he goes, Xbox is already publishing to multiple platforms and now rival consoles. Will PlayStation survive another 30 years just publishing on its own consoles and PC? And will Nintendo? He goes, let's put Nintendo aside for a second because they live in their own private Idaho where the laws of physics apply in different sorts of ways, which is hilarious because even in the industry, they're like, yeah, Nintendo's its own beast. But with Xbox versus PlayStation, the Ali versus Fraser fight, frankly, we have to start interrogating what the purpose is of a proprietary console and whether or not that can continue to be true. And I think that's a great point. And I wonder where a proprietary console will be in 10, 15 years' time. I hope it's still there. Part of me thinks there'll still be dedicated hardware. But even right now, to me, we're seeing almost a dilution in the exclusivity has diluted massively, even for PlayStation, where the gap between releases is so thin. Like Spider-Man 2's coming out on PC like very soon, and it's like just over a year gap. People are expecting the moment that Sony goes day and date, it's gonna be huge, like signal to the entirety of the industry. Huge. It's gonna be huge. And then almost ratifies Xbox actually if that happens, and their strategy. But PlayStation celebrated the 30th anniversary by doing what PlayStation fans love getting done to them. Absolutely in that. By giving you an incredible theme to download for a limited time.
Oh.
No, but actually it's really cool. It's really cool because at the startup screen...
It's cool, but why is it temporary?
Why is it temporary, bro? Like, why would you... Yeah. What is the logic behind that, man? Like,
I don't know.
30
I can't
years of
explain that one.
PlayStation.
I
So-
usually can explain stuff or think of a potential reason. I can't think of a reason for that.
Bro, it's like, we thank you for the 30 years of gaming and supporting us. Now you have 5 days to download this thing. It's like, what? It's not 5 days, but you know what I mean. It's just.
I don't know. Yeah.
It's just Sony's Apple.
I will.
PlayStation's Apple.
Oh, yeah. I think that's a very fair comparison, honestly.
Yeah.
I will say, however, like the 30th anniversary, man, did you see that trailer that they put together, that montage? They put together a really cool montage. I thought that was sick.
That's really nice.
And I'm
It was
like,
really nice. It was really good. Some of the edits.
I
didn't make
appreciate
sense,
stuff
but yeah.
like that. Like, yeah, I appreciate the nice little montages that make us feel good about being a gamer and remembering
that
stuff,
stuff.
regardless of who put it together. And I thought that
love
was
that stuff.
such a good one.
It was really good. I love that shit.
Yeah.
You don't used to make that stuff on this channel.
It kind of, it's like in that sense of like the whole finding myself period. It kind of made me want to do something like that. I was like, damn, this is cool. Maybe I want to do something like that. Yeah,
Go
it's
for
cool.
it, man.
Yeah,
It's actually a lot of fun. A lot of work making that kind of trailer, but it's a lot of fun.
There's a lot of work. Yeah.
So just go to the same track, timeline, track, hit, action, going through.
And everybody,
different-
but there's a personal note and there's a coin note. Personal note, Kingdom Hearts fans, I know we were together because they had a shot of Kingdom Hearts 3 during it. I'm like,
you
they
know,
acknowledged it. And then 2, they literally end it with, because the whole thing
Bloodborne.
is, like I forgot what the phrase is, but together we
something?
like.
Persevere.
There's a phrase together it was, but the word was persevere. I forgot what the phrase was.
Yeah.
But yeah, they end it with persevere, and they showed Bloodborne, and I was like, you know exactly what you're doing here.
Oh my God. They
You
gotta be
know
working
exactly what you're doing.
They gotta be working on it at this point.
freaking. You were gonna join the freaking Ubisoft? No Splinter Cell. Xbox? No Banjo. PlayStation? Fuck Bloodborne. These guys hear us, but they don't do anything with it.
So true.
Yeah.
Bloodborne could be big, man. Bloodborne could be big. You should clip that. The way you delivered that was brilliant. Banjo, no name. Bloodborne, funny. Oh man. Chris with a £2 super chat. Gonna be huge, like a koala's nose. What is X-Fault in here? Cole Eastwood. Shout out to you with the 5. Jeff Keighley confirmed that there will be 2 Muppets at the Game Award show. What?
It's a staple for him. I don't know why he has the Muppets show up like for the past 2 or 3 years.
I bet he has a weird
I don't know
fetish.
why.
I bet you he has
That's a weird thing. Yeah.
He's weird. He's weird. Now, before we go on to the Valve stuff, Sarah Bond. Oh shit! Tom Warren of The Verge has got an article which is behind a paywall, which is annoying. And according to Tom Warren, Sarah Bond has staked her personal reputation on the idea of Xbox being everywhere across multiple platforms and devices, keen on spreading the Xbox everywhere message. And we've heard for a while that there was a bit of a schism, like a bit of a internal battle within Xbox execs on this whole Xbox exclusive or multi-platform strategy. And there have been murmurs for a while, some competing stuff. Sometimes Sarah Bond was against it, or she was really pro exclusive. The others saying that she was the, one pushing for it. Now, this kind of lends credence to the fact that Sarah Bond was the one who's pushing that stuff. So when the moment this broke,
earlier, yeah, okay.
and people go crazy, and a lot of people were very defensive about it. A lot of people said, "Oh no, this is it. They set up this successful black woman to take the fall after Phil Spencer actually set up everything. Like, this is so unfair." And I think a lot of people virtue signaling are really strongly on the point, because Phil Spencer got anally irrigated. So did freaking bald-headed Satya Nadella. But everyone, especially by me, got murked. And to this day, still got murked. Why does Sarah Bond get a pass? She doesn't get a pass from me. And I don't give a damn about what your race is. You could be Pakistani bastard. You could be a black or white, whatever. If you made the strategy, you are enemy number one. Like, who cares about the race thing? But I do take on board that there are some bad actors who are just latching on, pouncing with glee at blaming Sarah Bond because, you know, people are weird or racist or whatever. But come on, man. Don't simp for a multi-millionaire who's from T-Mobile exec corporate Sue, and she says she's going to stake her career for the strategy, and you're still giving her benefit of the doubt. The reality is this. Satya Nadella, he's pushed that mandate. Sarah Bond, path of least resistance, finds a way to railroad her position and strengthen it, and she's been given the flowers for getting ABK through. We saw the articles there where they were literally praising her for the perseverance and making sure ABK went through. And now she's getting these bonus points. Satya Nadella saying this is not good enough. The numbers don't make sense. Xbox is doing shit. And she's like, let's just bring him everywhere. And I feel like Sarah Bond was there. But that does not mean Phil Spencer gets off scot-free. He's the head of Xbox. So what do you mean? Like, he does, oh no, he's poor Phil Spencer, he was sitting there and Sarah Bond overtook him. Sarah Bond's not, is his underling. He's the superior. So how is that going to work as well? So they're all liable. But Sarah Bond pushing for it, I want the expose. I want her to come out and say, I want to know the truth about, I just would love to be a fly in the wall in this massive beef going on between them. I just want to see who said what and what is their mindset behind this whole strategy. And I wonder what the truth is going to be. It's going to be very interesting. What do you think? Do you think it's Sarah Bond's fault? Or is it Phil Spencer? Or do you actually like the multi-platform strategy? In which case, I will actually shoot you in the freaking face.
Well, I mean, I could actually have more to say about the multi-platform strategy because, you know, as you said, who the hell knows where, not even just where this came from, but when, you know, like was this an idea back in 2014 when Phil first came to office, if you will? Like, who knows? Like, you never know. But I do think the timing of it is quite, like, that's the only thing that we can actually like nudge onto, because literally they went to Hammertown right after this deal closed. You know, after they spent $70 billion.
That's a very good point.
I think that's the only tangible thing that we could really kind of latch onto in terms of being the fly on the wall. The timing is like right after that deal closed. And that's what makes me feel like it was people really high up that are like, look, we're done spending money. We just spent $70 billion on you, and we want that return in like the next 10 years. What are you going to do to make that happen? So I don't know, like that's my theory with it. But Sarah Bond just staking her career on it, you know, I don't know. I saw in the chat Miser Tech who's bringing up, you know, she's hardware only. Yeah, that's why she's the one saying this. She is the person that's in charge of the Xbox brand, whereas Matt Booty's the guy that's in charge of the Xbox games, you know, and Phil's the one overseeing the two of them and everybody else doing what they're doing. He's the
Diablo.
Final say
He's
for it all.
Diablo.
He's playing Diablo.
That's what he's doing.
But he's the one that checks the yes or no's, or maybe throws an alternate idea. But at the end of the day, yeah, Sarah Bond is the face when it comes to the platforms. That's her job now. Yeah. So of all the people that's going to say this, yeah, it would be her. As to the multi-plat strategy, I don't know. It's just the direction all of this is going. It's just Xbox, I will argue, I feel like Xbox is the one that's doing the riskiest moves first. Mm-hmm. And they've been doing that the past 10 years. Has it been paying off for them? I don't know. But literally, you see PlayStation kind of following suit, you know, where they're easing into the PC ecosystem like Xbox already did freaking 7 years ago. And I don't know. Maybe they're setting the path for how things go. We'll see. But it's a conversation that keeps on coming up. But yeah, who knows with Sarah Bond? Anyway,
I don't know where their strategy is going. it is what it is. Nothing's gonna change that. They're gonna double down on it. We know there's no red line, which is absolutely horrendous for me in terms of like the just market, brand identity. But let's see what happens, because I will concede that the industry is going through a massive change right now, and it may work for them, but I just don't have that much faith in Microsoft in executing it. And
here's the thing. I see Abdel saying like Halo 2 and Gears of War came to PC in 2007. The community was pissed off back then as well.
Yep, for good reason.
But is that same sentiment still around? And today, when Gears E-Day comes to PC at launch, is that sentiment still going to be around? When Halo Infinite launched on PC, I saw a lot of people were thrilled about that. So I wonder if this is one of those things that's like, it's scary now, but 10 years down the road, are we going to feel the same? We'll see. It's scary now, though.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is with Microsoft. I don't think it's scary. I just think it's short-sighted. But with regard to your point about Gears being on PC when they were pissed then, and for good reason, and Xbox consoles don't sell for a good reason, and a lot of people cite the fact that they don't need an Xbox, and now with this everything is an Xbox strategy, you need an Xbox less and less and less.
Of the big three, Xbox is at the bottom, and this is probably why, Yeah. This is probably why.
If Xbox has the best games, and if you're an Xbox fan and Xbox has the best games, why is Xbox not number one? And don't give me some bullshit about the legacy, this and that. Fair enough, there is something to be said about entrenched, people, and you had we lost the worst generation to lose with the PS4 gen, like Phil Spencer says. But the sales shouldn't be tracking below the Xbox One. Are you joking? And you're telling me that these games come out. Yep. Doom came out, was exclusive. Indiana Jones is just exclusive for, forget PC, just Xbox consoles. Hellblade was just Xbox. All these games, Halo was just Xbox. You think the Xbox sales would be this low? They'd be tracking this low? No chance. No chance.
I would. There's something Leon said. It doesn't have the best games. That's why. And so I would disagree with this somewhat, because I think. We looked at Capcom. They just constantly keep nailing it. They just keep releasing all these amazing games. But we don't think of them the way people think of PlayStation. When PlayStation has a big showcase, they're like, oh man, what's the next God of War? What's the next Uncharted? There's this different feeling that they have, because they know not only do they release games that are of the quality of, I would argue, Capcom, but it's because they know this is coming to my ecosystem, my place, and this is coming from my parents, kind of a thing. But they don't feel that way about Capcom, because Capcom's publishing everywhere, and therefore you just think of Capcom as a great publisher, but it doesn't give you that same feel that first party does. Literally, the Xbox showcase this year was like one of the biggest moments of the year, because it's a first party holder. And a lot of people watch that showcase because that's what it was.
Yeah.
And so in that comment, it's because they don't have the best games. I would argue it's because they don't feel like that first party holder anymore. It more so feels like the publisher that has hardware.
Yeah.
That has a subscription, that has options. It's the most diverse publisher out there. And that's what it feels like right now. They make great games, but it just doesn't have that PlayStation feel, because it's not coming to your personal exclusive ecosystem. It's coming to everything.
Yeah.
So that's
I think it takes away the
that's what I would argue.
It's subjective anyway. It's subjective anyway. I would take last week some Virgin clipped, and he's watching there right now. Clipped where I said I'm more of a fan of Xbox's roadmap. They're like, oh, you still talk about roadmap. What do you think a roadmap is, you muppet? A roadmap is literally the games that are coming out. Look at Xbox's games that are coming out. Do you think Doom is nothing to scoff at? You think Fable is something to scoff at? You think Elder Scrolls is something to scoff at? Gears E-Day is something to scoff at? Perfect Dark is something to scoff at? It absolutely shits hot malted diarrhea on PlayStation's roadmap. But you may want to play.
I'm gonna argue, man. Sorry,
go for it.
Like I was just telling a buddy of mine.
Games.
I was just telling a buddy of mine that like between the big three, the thing that's like the most. Like Nintendo, you have no idea what they're doing ever.
Yeah.
You just kind of trust them because like they always nail it, but you have no idea. And then Xbox, it's like the exact opposite. You know everything they're doing, and they're just gonna set up everything that's coming out within the next 3 years because you'll always know like at least a dozen projects in the works. And then PlayStation, it's kind of like they're living in the middle ground where it's like we're gonna give you some things, but we're still kind of debating ourselves, so just hear us out. So it's like it's interesting they're all on those different spectrums. But if you want a roadmap, so far Xbox has been killing that front. Like this is our pipeline, and now you are aware.
And the
pipeline just have
has
to stop chunking in the back half of the year.
Yeah, exactly. But they have delivered on. They're starting to deliver on their pipeline, which is really good because Indiana Jones is a big tick. Hellblade 2 may not be for everyone, but still a big tick for Hellblade fans. So it was Call of Duty as part of their, you could say, roadmap. But it was an annual affair. I would take that away. Avowed, South of Midnight, Doom. All these games start hitting. Like all three of these hit. This is your pipeline. Literally, tick, deliver, Game Pass, done, Xbox, irrespective of the multi-platform strategy. Diluted, I know, because of the multi-plat strat. But this is the value in a roadmap to be excited about. And PlayStation fanboys, the only honest ones are the ones who admit the lack of roadmap has taken away their excitement for the brand, because it has. They've been begging for a roadmap for 3 years. They've been begging for a showcase. PlayStation State of Play was the showcase event was so terrible it will go down in history as one of the best times for me to shit on you ponies. It was incredible. It was art seeing their reactions, and they're still reeling from that day. That you still don't have that. There's a value in that. You like A3, you like your big. What's there to be excited about over cross-gen and maybe a couple of games here and there? It's just not. It's disingenuous to downplay roadmap, and only few people are actually honest about it in the PlayStation space. And that's the reality of things, in my opinion. Well, that's my subjective opinion. But yeah, like as much as I give PlayStation and Xbox, or particularly Xbox, and how it falters, I would hate to be a PlayStation fan right this gen. Hate to be a PlayStation fan. Like, what you touting? Sales? Or you'll get your games, but half of it was just third party. Someone on my Discord had a really good list of games. It was just third party stuff. But the narrative was always first party. That's how you assessed the quality of the platform holder, right? No? Like, it always changes. So when someone says PlayStation has the best games, I'm like, not for me, and not for a lot of people. And that's
just not true.
Yeah.
They have the most mainstream. I'll agree with that. They have the most mainstream, but if we're strictly talking quality, I'm literally going to. I see Leo. He was making a case about this earlier, and I'm gonna recommend he watches, and anybody in the chat with any issues about Xbox, search my channel name, and the real issue with Xbox is not quality. Watch that video, because I love that video for anybody that keeps saying like, but Xbox hasn't had any hits. Critique wise, they have. Quality wise, they have. But like with the masses, that's a different story. So anyway,
I've got a very good, objective, and mature poll in the chat right now. So please answer that question as honestly as you can. But yeah, now I think this is the final. Well, this is the penultimate topic. Then there's one on the Game Awards. Yeah, this is potentially, remember my words, potentially a game changer. Valve are looking reportedly to enter into the console space. And this, if backed up with the right intent and the right plan and the right execution, could change everything. Big ifs there. Valve is currently, this is from The Verge, and shout out to Tom Warren. Valve is looking to broaden its horizons massively. Someone in chat goes, what roadmap? That's the best. We need more votes. 82% of you have said Sony's roadmap is absolute dog shit. And it seems quite accurate. 82%. The people have spoken. So Valve is currently preparing a wireless VR headset codenamed Deckard, after Deckard from Blade Runner. And a pair of trackable wands named Roy, a Steam controller 2, remember the trackpad one? They're going to do gamepad codenamed Ibex, and a codename Fremont, living room console 2. And Valve also has seemingly revealed plans for partners to create third-party Steam OS hardware. Valve has now an explicit label for third parties to create powered by Steam OS devices, which it explicitly defines as hardware running the Steam OS, implemented in close collaboration with Valve. Valve is spreading its wings. And
dude, Colt Eastwood and I had him on my channel, I think it was a month or two ago. We had a conversation that I wanted to propose to him, because what I was getting at is essentially, I really think, as we talk about, like, you know, what Xbox's strategy is, what PlayStation's roadmap is, all that jazz, I really have a feeling the true future, Gaz, is that everything will be Steam. And that's actually terrifying. Like, every publisher, including the first parties, except for Nintendo, they'll be 50 years from now, but they will 50 years from now. But PlayStation, Xbox, they will just become a publisher to Steam. I'm not talking about the immediate future. I'm not talking about the next 10 years, but like 11 years onward. Let me list some shit that I said in that episode, Codename Good Game. That's the thing that I do every week, every now and then. Taking a little break though. But Colt Eastwood and I was bringing up to him, if I can remember the stats. One, Atlas had their biggest launch ever with Metaphor ReFantasio this year.
Yep.
And they had their biggest player count on Steam, and it was a brand new IP from them.
Yeah.
A brand new IP.
Moment
Not
of silence
Persona
for
5.
Mighty Keith. Mighty Keith was crying about it, but then he got fucked. But yeah, go for it. Yeah, sorry, Karen.
But yeah, Persona 5 was their previous record on Steam, and Metaphor blew it away as a brand new IP. Then, same month, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. Ooh. I know, the anime guy listening to these things, but Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, that was a good scream. Yeah. That game apparently somehow had a bigger launch than Mortal Kombat 1, Street Fighter 6, and Tekken 8 through Steam. And it became like the biggest fighting game launch of the year or something. And it was thanks to Steam. And I'm going to go back. Black Myth Wukong.
China.
Nearly two, I don't remember the number, but it was something outrageous like that. And that's insane. And I should have said this first. Pal World. We had the conversation about just Game Pass Sport sales. Pal World, somehow, even though it was on Game Pass, it had like 1 million players on Steam happen at once. This is what's happening. You were just saying that you're converting to a PC pleb.
PC Master Race, bitches.
But that's what's happening. And I said earlier, if you are launching a game on PC, you have to launch it on Steam, because Ubisoft wasn't doing that. And look what's happening. I am preaching the fucking shit. I don't see how anybody could argue with what I'm saying. Steam is literally going to take over, and if they're making a console for the people like me that are just I want the simple console. If they make a console, it's over. I get to play Helldivers too.
Bro, all I did. Oh, you smashed it. You smashed it out of the park.
Yeah.
But
I hope so, man, because I got passionate there. Like, I was listing facts.
bro, I'm telling you, the potential doesn't mean it's gonna pan out that way. Steam Machine, they tried it a few years ago. Didn't have Proton. It was a vastly different place. The industry was. But can you imagine Steam? Masses of console players are moving to Steam. Steam is the platform where everyone's gauging player numbers now.
This has been happening, by the way. It's not like it's always been a thing. It's what's been happening. It's been progressing to this. Yeah.
Exactly. Steam then goes out and starts playing around with Steam Deck. Granted, it didn't sell masses of amounts, but it still sold a decent amount to the point where third parties are all copying what Steam are doing as well, essentially. Well, which is basically what Nintendo's doing, but Steam gave them the impetus, and Microsoft. Phil Spencer's admitted as much by looking at this device like the Steam Deck. Now, imagine the synergy between, like, PC gamers will be on PC all the time. But imagine a console comes out with the Steam prices. Every game is dynamically priced on Steam, like it should be. On console, you just get murked. You get absolutely molested with their digital prices. You have no real dynamism in pricing at all. Imagine if Steam comes in when the same games are vastly cheaper. It would massively disruptive to the market, potentially, if the console hardware, whatever the Steam hardware is viable enough. Now you imagine, like, but your PC gamers, your people come around, and you've got a Steam console playing, and you've got a Steam console compatible game. You have your own OS, console-ified like the Steam Deck. You're just playing the same. Everything is about your library. Why Phil Spencer says Xbox lost to PlayStation last gen is because people built their libraries and their affinity with their library and their attachment to that library. But it's Steam that really dominates that space. Steam, and taking that library with you onto the console, it's everything Xbox wants to be, but isn't there yet. That Steam can be, because Steam already has a handheld. Xbox is trying to get there. Steam has major foothold, full domination of the PC space. And if it could bring that into the console space, I'm not saying it's going to be easy, because you've got Nintendo to contend with. You've got freaking PlayStation to contend with. But you can start eking out an audience through your console. There's a potential, as small as it is, but it can be quite big. The whole industry in a state of flux. On a value proposition alone, the basis of these pricing of these games, it would shit on Game Pass. Microsoft, I don't even know what Microsoft and Sony would do. They'd pull their games out of Steam, because Steam would be killing them. Unless there's some sort of collaborative affair with Microsoft and Steam. I don't know what the play is, but I
have a bold statement, man. I think, like, people theorize, they like to make the joke of, like, oh, so PlayStation is an Xbox, soon a Nintendo will be an Xbox. And I'm like, dude, I think before Game Pass gets on other consoles, this is bold. This is really bold what I'm about to say. I think before Game Pass would ever be on a PlayStation, I think the consoles would have a Steam marketplace built into them. That's wild.
What?
I think that's insane for me to say.
Give me your dealer's number. You were on crack.
I think, like, I just find that more likely for some reason, because they'll just literally become a hardware / publisher still, but for some freaking reason, the Steam player base is just gonna be like, well, we actually already know. Actually, there is already the stats of, like, your camera's dying, by the way.
Shit, not again.
Yeah.
I need to get a faster battery.
But the Steam, the amount of PC players, I think there is an actual stat somewhere about this, I could have swore, dwarfs the console players. And then obviously the mobile is like what's actually top, you know? So at some point, I don't know, man. That's a very potentially crazy thing. I see this poll. Is KBG on crack? It's a crazy. I'm happy to be on. Like, it makes sense for me to be on crack, but I just,
I think I'm sure a lot of people
find a Steam marketplace on other consoles more likely than Game Pass being on a Nintendo or PlayStation.
Oh,
but
well, that's just crazy. And my camera switched and frozen.
If they don't, if now Steam makes the console, then this is out the window. But that's what I mean. So if this console comes out, then it'll just take that theory completely over. But if they don't release a console, that's probably what's gonna happen.
I don't know about. Oh shit, I'm recording. I don't know about all of that, but that would be amazing.
There was a good question somebody said earlier. What is a PlayStation is Ponies, Xbox is Xbots, Nintendo is Nintendrones. What's a Steam, fan Gaz?
That's
a Steamy Weemy? I don't know.
That's actually a good question. Who asked that? What is a Steam?
Yeah, what's the Steam nickname? I just say PC pleb, but I don't know.
PC Master Race.
PC Master.
I don't know. You know what? I said this on Twitter. I talked about just theorizing the potential.
Colt says a Zocker.
Trust me, that's an insult. Bro, yeah, I just theorized about this, and it pissed people off. I said, imagine the synergy Valve could create in the PC handheld and console space. If Valve could shock the status quo when it comes to pricing of games in the console space, assuming the Steam prices apply. If done properly, this could be big. If. This is all theorizing it potentially. The big one is if. How do you even execute it? It boils down to the details, right? But the very notion of even espousing that pissed one group in particular off. Who?
The Ponies.
It's the PlayStation guys. The stables were going mental. And why are you like leaning like you're about to... You're just like...
I'm just leaning, man. I keep laughing at that word stables. I've never heard that until today.
Yeah, I use that a lot. But the stables were using this. And Stephen Hawking is just sitting there going, I shouldn't do that. But he's dead. And he apparently played with children. This is gonna get cancelled. Yeah, anyway, yeah, that was basically what it was. I so badly want a competitor in this space. Xbox is doing it sometimes and it's not, and it's just Xbox doesn't have the testicular fortitude for this. But mighty Gabe Newell, I believe in you. I would love for this to happen. I think it's a good time for it to happen, and if Valve have any sense, they would really invest a lot of time and money in making sure this thing is executed properly. But the next, Valve also has a habit of investing in things and not seeing it through. So it's a big endeavor. This is going to be a challenge either way, but it could potentially work. It depends on the details, but it's got a lot more against it than for it, but I'd love the idea. And I think it's what the industry desperately needs. Valve would, in the console space, would also shift so much of this backwards mentality within gamers. Look, I love AAA. AAA is where we love AAA because AAA is supposed to represent the best budget, like no holds bar, full-on experience. But the problem is the ingenuity and the creativity has completely shat the bed because of the risk taking involved with it, as we talked about earlier on the show. Whereas with Steam titles and the audience, have you looked at some of the Steam titles? Yeah, of course, you got your Counter-Strikes, you got your weird games that make it at the top. That kind of diversity kind of feeding into hopefully the console user base would also be great. I would like to see that kind of shift. And then the dynamism in pricing, where everything's not $70, where digital only things cost the same as physical, makes no sense. Like on the console space, you're paying to play online. You're paying full price for these old games. You're just locked up in a walled garden. And Steam could potentially change that. And I think that would be incredible for the gaming industry. I'd love to see that happen. I'd love to see that happen. But PlayStation guys don't. And that's crazy. Let me read the super chat. Luap Nitsua with a £2 super chat. Great stream tonight, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it and loving it. And Chris with a £2 super chat. Triple H is better. What?
I don't get it. or is that a drug? Because by the way, I'm shocked. The chat's 50-50 if I was on crack with that theory, man.
Where's the poll?
It's 58-42, but I'm shocked. Because that was a bold take, and I'm surprised it's not more than 60-40 or whatever.
Right. I think it's time for another poll because chat.
Oh God, it keeps on Triple H. It keeps on Triple H. Okay, fine. He's not on crack, but what about Triple H?
59%.
Is the chat on crack?
And I think the answer is 100% yes. And there is your answer, Keeps. 8 is even the chat is voting. Yes, chat's on crack. Oh man, bro, you know the way you laid it out was amazing, man. Like that would be. I hope it happens. I hope it happens. Someone needs to do something in the console space to break the status quo. It's gonna be amazing if they do. A lot of people are saying Nintendo's gonna go for the third-party market, and I'm still very skeptical about that. I don't think they'll go vie for the attention of third parties. I just don't think they'll do that. I don't know. Final topic of the day. KBG. Speculation time. The Game Awards is almost here. Friday, I think, right? And
yeah.
Friday,
no,
Thursday. Oh, damn. Even closer. And now, look, we've had Andy Robinson from VGC states that expect a very big games award next week. And when people ask, is this just guesswork or just speculation? He goes, it's definitely not speculation. They know some shiz. And we're going to find out what's going to happen. The Game Awards, generally, let's just talk about, first of all, the actual awards, which I feel like is like a side piece almost for the announcements that we care about. But they're not irrelevant. They actually dominate so much of the discourse. For people who bemoan Jeff Keighley like me and a lot of people and the absolute flawed system that they always have. Always they mess up somehow. Always they have some controversy. With the Game of the Year one this year, it was they didn't even nominate Space Marines 2. You freaking Jeff Keighley, you freaking piece of shit. And then you put freaking DLC in there, and I'm like, come on, just give it its own category. Like, what are you doing?
I will say I'm really hopeful that they'll finally add it after all the backlash. Like, come on. If they don't, then how? How do you not add it after all the backlash this year?
I don't know.
But Gaz, I have a funny, like, sorry, you're building us up to it, I'm sure, but I just want to say, I heard another funny comment, because they put up the Player's Voice Award, which is entirely decided by the fans.
Okay.
And you know who managed to get enough votes to be in the top 10?
No.
Shadow of the Erdtree. And this is entirely by the public. So as much as people want to bitch about it, you're part of the problem.
No, actually, the whole thing was split out of quite a few people actually saying Shadow of the Erdtree should be there as well. So it was very divisive. It wasn't a unanimous.
Yeah. So maybe that's why. Yeah.
Yeah, it was there, but yeah, even like Fonzarelli and I were like debating it, and I was like, I don't think it should be there. But then again, it's all about impact, so I do understand it. I just feel like when you have so many, it's just counterintuitive, perhaps. But the subjective. Remember, the whole thing is subjective. Yeah. The whole thing is subjective.
Exactly. Yes.
But I will say, look, I'll give Jeff Keighley his flowers. I had no idea what Bellatra was until the Game Awards. and now I've bought it on mobile and on PC. And that, if I get hemorrhoids, it's because of Balatro and then Jeff Keighley, and I'm suing him because he's vicariously liable, because I've been sat in the toilet playing Balatro and taking a shit. And that game is ridiculous. I had such a bad dead leg. I almost Stephen Hawkinged into the toilet door. That's how freaking crazy that game is.
I'm really shocked that you didn't hear about it before the Game Awards, because
everyone kept saying that.
I would hear about it like in the podcasts I listened to. It would just show up every now and then with somebody saying like, "Man, I can't stop playing Balatro." I'm like, "What the hell is this game?" And then it just shows up for Game of the Year nom. I'm like, "No freaking way!" That little game that people wouldn't like it just kept underneath.
I never heard of. Everyone's like, how can you read a gaming podcast and not hear about it? It's a freaking card game. I didn't hear about it. What do you want me to do? All I do is talk about gaming topics on this. It's a very tight corner.
Yes, wait.
You didn't hear about Balatro? You suck, you filthy casual. I'm like,
So you played it?
Yeah, bro, I've been playing it so much.
Okay, do I need to avoid playing this game? And what I mean is it dangerous? You know what I mean.
Is your camera panning left to right? Bro, that I thought I'm on crack. That is so cool. Is it doing manually or are you moving it? That's so
moving it with my mind.
That looks so cool. That's so cinematic. It's like that's really cool.
Yeah, it's a side ramp.
If do you know poker hands? Like the hands? Poker. 2 pair.
Yeah.
Flush. That's all
No,
you need to
you don't need to explain it to me. I just want to know, is it dangerous?
Don't buy it. Don't buy it.
Okay.
Just don't buy it. Just don't buy it. I'm telling you.
Because that's what I worry about. Like, I want to try it, but I'm like, I'm worried.
Yeah. You know what? When people told me what it was, like, I literally tweeted, what the hell is a Balatro? And everyone's just like, oh my God, have you not missed this? It's like poker. It's like a roguelike poker game. And I'm like, oh shit, I'm not even going to download this game until the next day, because the last time this happened to me was with Hades. When everyone's talking about Hades, and I remember playing this at 10 a.m. and I was working the next day and I didn't sleep. From 10 a.m. up until the next day, I didn't sleep, and I had a long day of work traveling into London to work, and all I could think of was just Hades in my head. It was bad. And if I did the same thing with Balatro, I feel like it would be the same. The next day I downloaded Balatro, and my battery had to be recharged about 4 times because it drained my Android battery. So now I've got it on my PC because the freaking battery can't keep up. And that game is crack. I got 2 times speed, and I had a skit idea about how Balatro makes you feel. I will do it. I will do it. And it's just, it's a good game. I say game, and a lot of people will be a bit contentious, but I feel like it shouldn't be nominated for Game of the Year. I don't know why. Part of me would actually love to see it win, because the PlayStation guys would be so upset. They don't want Astro do a card game. I would cry of laughter. Just to see their reaction. But
crazy.
But yeah, Balatro, I don't know, should it get nominated? I don't know. I feel like, nah, just because it releases your dopamine really well. I don't know if the game design warrants a nomination, but I'm unsure. I'm unsure on that topic question. In fact, chat, we've had a lot of polls today. Let's see. What do you think? Should chat voted is on crack 75%. Should Balatro get nominated for Game of the Year?
So, Gaz, what did you want to talk about with the Game Awards, or just in general?
First of all, who do you think is going to win?
Yeah. Oh. Well, I did this a week or 2 ago. I'm going all in on Astrobot.
Yeah?
All in. Like, it's what I want to win, but I also, like, it's tough because Black Myth Wukong, just so many have played it internationally. If this was domestic only that the jury was, I would say Astrobot hands down. But because it's an international jury, Black Myth could take it. But I'm gonna say all in on Astro. I think it was literally the highest reviewed game of the year in terms of a new game. Metaphor and Rebirth are the runner-ups, but I'm gonna say Astro.
I feel like Astrobot will win, but I think it's overrated.
How dare you? How dare you?
I platinumed it, and I feel like it's a good game. It's a really good platformer, but overrated, in my opinion. Nostalgia bait.
You don't like the smile? You don't like the smile?
No, Astrobot's a cute little thing, and I don't.
This is why we don't have a banjo game, Gaz. This is exactly why we don't have a banjo game.
Good, banjo sucks.
It's because of people like you.
Banjo sucks. I like my platformers here and there. I don't platinum games. I don't 100% games, but I did that with Astrobot because it's so easy to do. But also because I don't know. I just feel like that thing was a whole demo for the controller itself, and it was just great. And I just wonder what's the next step, because they didn't. When they first showed it, I said that they showed near Nintendo levels of ingenuity when it came to platforming design, but having completed it, I don't think they've come close. But well, that's unfair. They came close. The controller and stuff was really good. I love the implementation of it. Great game, but I feel like it needs to sit at an 89 meta, and it should be swapped. The meta should be swapped for It Takes Two, which pissed a lot of people off. But the reason why I was saying is that it goes to show how broken Metacritic is. It Takes Two has ingenious designs in its platforming and gameplay, and it had so much variety of it. And then on top of that, it's got its 2-player little unique thing, which is Hazelight are doing another game, which is another split screen co-op game. It's like that's all they do. That's what they love doing, which is great. We need that in this space. But I don't know. But if it wins, I'm not gonna cry about it. I'm just basically my position is that I think Astrobot has a good chance of winning, but a lot of people tell me Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is going to be the source.
When I did a fantasy draft of like we're guessing like what would be nominated for each of the categories, and like my panel were like instantly Astro, Final Fantasy Rebirth, Metaphor. It's like we instantly were like, those three are a lock. We don't know if they'll win, but we're like, they're nominated for sure, you know? So for me, I wouldn't be surprised if it went to any of those three. If it went to the other three, Balatro, Black Myth, or what was the other one?
Balatro, Black Myth, Metaphor?
No, what was the one besides Final Fantasy, Metaphor, and Astro? Black Myth, Balatro.
What's that?
What the frick? There's 6 nominees. Oh, Erdtree.
Oh yeah.
If it went to Black Myth, Erdtree, or Balatro, I will be shocked.
Man.
Black Myth not as much because again, international appeal, but yeah.
Sorry, Epic
thanks,
Trader's distracting me. So
anyway, but the reveals. So
this is
I don't know if is Aaron still here? I don't know if he's still here. Well, Aaron, if you're still here, I saved your question, good sir, to bring it up again. If the next Xbox is announced next week, what would be at a prediction list you would expect from the next Xbox from each of you? Look, if it was, I'm just saying a hypothetical moment. I don't think that will happen here personally, but hypothetically, if the next Xbox was revealed and they pulled a Hellblade 2 situation and it's like, okay, what's the game that like will go with it instantly? My ideal thing is that like it launches with Gears E-Day. I think that would be so sick. And if they just like showed Gears E-Day gameplay or something, and it's like, yeah, you could you could play it there. I'm like, oh.
Oh my days, that would be crazy.
That'd be great. Elder Scrolls 6 as well. I kind of have a whole video about this, honestly. I plug my shit in all the time, but it's just because I don't want to ramble about stuff I've already rambled about. So that's why I'm shortening my rambles by plugging my stuff in. But yeah, just look up my Xbox's plan revealed video, and it's just all about what the launch lineup will be for that system. So that's the answer to that question. But speaking of Hazelight, you said, Gaz, It Takes Two. That's there was a document that I don't know if you were going to bring it up, but
I don't know.
No? Yeah, there's that might be our first potential leak. That apparently there was some document that like Hazelight Studio posted, and it's like, hope you guys will watch the Game Awards or something. And it said like a project that is launching in March 2025.
Mm-hmm.
So we might actually get not only the game revealed there for Hazelight, who did Two Brothers, A Way Out, It Takes Two, but we also will just get the release window there, that'd be pretty freaking cool.
So they're gonna have a release window for the next game already?
Apparently. They're gonna Nintendo the shit out of it.
Wow. That'd be
I say Nintendo because that's literally what they do. They reveal a game and they're like, oh, by the way, spring 2024 or whatever. I'm
That's
like,
amazing if they do that.
Okay.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
It Takes Three.
It Takes Three. It Takes Three.
It's on a tech. It Takes Three.
Yeah, we'll see.
Three player co-op. Yeah, that'd be quite interesting. I'll be interested.
Does GTA show up?
Nah. They don't need
Yeah, I
to.
don't think so either.
GTA is such a force that it can just announce a date randomly in the middle of a
They do
world
their
war,
own thing.
and everyone
Yeah.
will watch it. The war, if there was a world war going on and they said we're releasing a trailer now, the war would stop for a little bit just to watch the trailer, then carry on again. That's how crazy GTA is. And GTA is coming next year. Oh, please don't delay it. It's gonna be the year of GTA 2025. Oh my god. I'm gonna have to take.
Literally, publishers are actually like waiting to announce release dates because they're worried about where GTA 6 is. Yeah.
That's the power of GTA, man. Everyone is scared. Everyone is scared and step out of the way. Rockstar said, "Move, bitch. Get out of the way." It's
Yeah.
Rockstar. I love that shit.
Denise Gunguro, whatever. How about Nintendo? Because they're like Dev Direct end of January, early February. I think so. I think that we won't get a Dev Direct, Denise, but we will get like the next Nintendo console, like a press conference like they did for the Switch. But do we see anything Nintendo at the Game Awards? I don't know. What do you think, guys?
I don't. Nintendo don't typically.
I'm
do
iffy
that,
about
do they?
that because they show up every now and then. They're kind
Yeah.
of sporadic with it, but they do show up.
I think they like to control their messaging a bit. And when they have something, they will show. A hardware reveal, that would be quite interesting. But I don't think they would do it. I don't know.
I don't think they do that. They want to sell as much as they can before the holiday, you know. And if people know the next system, then it's like, oh, I'll just wait for that. You
That's a
know,
good point.
like
That's
we
a
literally
great
just
point.
had a question earlier about that. Like, should I get the Series X or whatever? You know,
That's a great
exactly.
point. That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
So they won't show the hardware, but I don't know what game. Like, here's the Metroid Prime 4 release date. Oh,
Yeah, maybe that could potentially happen. Although again, I think that's a Nintendo Direct thing.
yeah. Nintend's really in a weird place right now because you just feel like they're holding everything until they have their hardware blowout.
Yeah, I think so as well. You're right.
Capcom?
Yeah. Well, you'll see Monster Hunter Wilds. Definitely. They had it last show, Summer Games Fest. I think they had a Monster Hunter.
I'm gonna say I don't want to see Monster Hunter Wild. I'm so tired of seeing that at Jeff's shows. It shows up at everyone, so
It's definitely
I'm
gonna
over
show. It's coming out the following month. Next month. Oh my god, we're in December already. It's coming out next month, so they'll definitely show that. I think that's almost a given. But the thing.
you know what I would love the Pragmata? Is that what it's called?
Pragmata? Which one is that?
There's a game that was like it was showed at a PlayStation showcase, and it looked Kojima as hell. And Yeah, it just, I don't know. That's a IP original. It's a new IP, whatever, coming from Capcom that I'm very curious
space
about.
game with a little kid.
Yeah, I would love to see that. I hope
Is that coming
happens.
out?
I don't know.
Because that has been shown for years since the launch of the PlayStation, the these consoles. That trailer's been going around.
Chris, you're insane. A Dino Crisis reveal. They will never do it. You know why? Because publishers don't listen to their people.
They will do it. They will do it.
Give us Banjo. Give us Splinter Cell. Give us Dino Crisis. We won't get shit.
Minus Banjo. I agree with him. Minus Banjo. No, but Pragmata, yeah, I've seen the 2023 June trailer. It looks sick. But I don't know when this thing is coming out. It looks very Kojima-esque, yeah. It's full on,
Yeah.
like, it looks like Death Stranding.
If I didn't see Capcom, I would have assumed that was another Kojima production, which we will see Death Stranding too, by the way. Kojima's already confirmed to be there, so yeah,
Of course,
I'd be shocked.
Jeff Keighley goggles on his DNA. Of course, he's going to be there. It'd be nice to get two. It's the Xbox show, man. I feel like something. Look,
They did great last year. They did
Sarah
great.
Bond said it. Sarah Bond said there was going to something be shown hardware this holiday season.
Holiday season.
It's got to be there.
I forgot about that, Gaz. I forgot about that.
This holiday season, we have more to share. Unless it's the digital series that no one gives a shit about.
No, but they revealed that at the showcase.
Yeah. So
did she mean release holiday season or show holiday season? I think she said show. That's interesting. That's a good point.
She said we're going to show more about it and talk more about it this holiday season.
That is interesting.
Bro, it's going to be that. And then Andy Robinson for VGC saying that there's going to be a big one. Like, there's definitely some shit going to be shown. It's got to be Microsoft's going to be doing
Dude,
something,
I'm going to be
man.
sad because I'm going to be there.
Yeah.
And it's like, I want that captured.
Why did you get...
I'll have to be with my phone and be like, oh!
Do it. Just get a laptop or something. Just hit record. Get a big SSD card, bro. If you're gonna travel that way, it would be nice to see your reaction.
Well, I am gonna try. I'm gonna try to like. I'm not gonna stream, but I'm just gonna like try to get bits of me when I can. But it's not the same as being in my moving camera and shit.
But we just want to see your reaction. So even while you're there. And you get up and just don't be shy. Just get up and fucking scream. Who cares?
When so they reveal it and everything quiets down, and when everything gets quiet, I'll just go sauce.
Say it. I beg you, please say it.
Sauce. It just echoes in the room.
Sauce.
And then you guys will know that's KBG. That's KBG in the background.
I would love that. I would love that, KBG. Please do it. Just say sauce. And they'll all blame me even though I'm not there. God Emperor Sofa King, thank you for the $2. He goes, all hail Dorita King Jeff Keighley. Colt Eastwood's best friend. Fly Guy with the $2 super chat. Each of your games of the generation so far. Ooh. I think
I know mine. I think I know mine. But
go on.
What's yours?
I'm thinking desperately.
Off the top of your head, I feel like I have a two that come to mind for you.
What are the two? Go on.
Cyberpunk.
Interesting. Potentially. And the other one?
And I lost the other one.
So the best game I played this generation is actually a last gen game, so that doesn't help.
So a cross-gen title. Yeah.
It's not cross-gen at all. It's actually a last-gen title. It's Sekiro.
Oh.
Sekiro,
well.
yeah. So, but for this generation, that's a very good question, man. I think the game that wowed me the most, like I felt something, was actually Cocoon.
Dude, let's freaking go! Cocoon's the shit! Dude, Cocoon's the shit! Oh my god!
Cocoon is a sick.
That's such a low-key title. Holy crap!
Cocoon, yeah, everyone's gonna be like, Gaz, you're such a prick. You didn't like Cocoon. I loved Cocoon. I had to go and tell my friend, go to his house, made him install it, and watch them play it. And I was just like, it's amazing. Amazing game.
It is just so amazing. That was an experience. I felt like that was just like somehow they got it working on the Switch. I thought that was like a next gen only thing because of the loading that you do in that game, but like it just the game design, man, it's so good.
Bro, I don't know how they came up with it.
And you sound like you're on mushrooms when you explain it to people. You sound like you're on mushrooms. Oh no, you got to carry the green world into the purple world while trying to reach the orange world. But in order to do that, you have to leave the purple world. Like what are you talking about?
Chat said foam stars. Returnal for Leon. Returnal's actually, you know, one of the games that was coming into my head was Returnal actually. But yeah.
I'll just say like instantly what came to mind, and I think that's just because of recency bias. I'm an Xbox guy. But Astrobot is up there. I thought from top to bottom Astrobot was the package. And I don't know if it's going to be in the running, but if off the top of my head, recency bias, it's Astrobot. Long term, probably Elden Ring. So,
so I think Elden Ring would win my game of this gen quite easily. I haven't completed it, so I can't actually talk about it.
It's weird because it's like, I think for the generation, I feel like the technology in Astrobot, I think that feels like a game of the generation to me, with how like you can move so many objects and the destructible floor and all these things, like the controller. There's all these things that like this feels like a next gen title, hardcore, and it's fun to boot. But then Elden Ring is just like as a game as a whole, I favor it way more because I will never forget that experience, kind of a thing. So it's probably between those two.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. I think Elden Ring.
Elden Ring will win. It will win our nominations.
Elden Ring and Cyberpunk and Cocoon, Returnal. These are the kind of games that bounce in my head. I think at the end of this gen, though, Fable and Perfect Dark, those two titles, they stand a good chance. And I'm not even bringing Gears either, because I'm not the biggest Gears fan, but what they're trying to do with Gears, is everything I've been screaming at what they should be doing. But everything on paper is like the dream. So I don't know which one of those. I think Elden Ring is a safe bet, but I can see why he gave it Astrobot thing. I just don't agree with it. Personally, but it is.
It's taste, yeah.
It's definitely taste, and like Jeff Grubb said, it's the best first party game PlayStation ever made, and Jeff Grubb loves that. I also know that they've released more challenges on Astrobot, which is something I would like to try, because the challenge levels are really what I think were lacking, but they were the best part of Astrobot. If there's a little bit more,
if one just wants challenge, then you just do those button levels,
but no, I have to give Sony its flowers for Astrobot, man, because variety is very important, and it's still stuck in a rut with its variety, I feel, but Astrobot is that rare kind of shining gem, and to salvage members of the Japan studio I give them extra flowers for that. I think that's
I'm
really
doing it
good.
in 3 years for like $30 million.
Yeah,
they did it for way less. They broke the bubble. They beat it anyway.
And I have a lot of respect for them.
Yeah, but there's more like people are like, will Fable show up the Game Awards? Dark Ages? Back to the Xbox thing. I don't know. They did great last year. They had Kojima's new game. They had another Hellblade thing, I think, and Blade. I think those are the 3 things they did.
Yeah, they're really good.
Awesome.
Blade was huge.
I feel like if they show up at the Game Awards, which I think they will actually, because I think they have good momentum, and they, especially after COD again, they want to keep that momentum.
Yeah.
I think they'll show a new IP, or a new project, I should say, just something that we don't know about. Yeah. They'll show one thing we know about and one thing we don't know about. I think the don't know you are showing it to a lot of industry people there.
Mm.
I would love to see what Double Fine's thing is.
The what?
I would love to see what. Well, maybe for you saying what, maybe that's a bad idea because that is a very niche thing that only like hardcore indie people will love. But Double Fine, it's the people that did Psychonauts and
Double Fine. I thought you the Devil
Schafer
Fine
and
thing.
everything.
Bro, Double
Tim Schafer is like known as like an
Psychonaut.
icon in the industry, and a lot of people at that event would be like, if Tim Schafer walked on stage and was like, "Hey, I have my next game. Here you go," and it's like, "Oh."
Psychonauts is another game I just completed Full Throttle Remastered, which is from Double Fine, which is a funny story. I used to dream of playing that game. Game. Finally completed it because my neighbor was a piece of shit, wouldn't let me play that on PC. So Double Fine, and I've been playing that now. Reinstalled it, started playing that. Just need to stick to one game, bro. Psychonauts 2.
Yeah.
I've been playing Mad Max. I've been trying to 100% Cyberpunk so I can see all the endings. I've been just played Indiana Jones. I've got Lost Odyssey on the go. Death Stranding. That's 6 games. Metaphor Refantasio. These are not small games to start. That really enjoyed that.
Why are you doing this? You'll never complete them.
And this is my problem. Lost Odyssey, like
you're the sampler.
I know. I need to complete these games, bro. But I can't. Like.
Ooh. Sorry. I see Soytag. Sorry. He said Psychonauts just went on a deep discount. I think you're right, Keebs. Double Fine might be swinging again.
Oh, you know what? I need to. Okay, chat. If I. It has to be. Bro, then I want Path of Eternity. Path of Exile 2. And I've got Marvel's. There's too many games. It's ridiculous, man. The backlog is getting worse and worse.
You're making me proud of myself, man. Because if I was in your shoes, I would have started Stalker 2. But I made the choice. I'm like, no.
I started Stalker 2 as well.
I'm like, I will not start this because I know it'll interrupt indie.
Oh man, honestly, yeah. I will play Stalker 2 later on PC, but it's gonna be. We can't wait. I can't wait for the game. This is one of my favorite moments. Is like speculating on the big game awards and big reveals because I think that's just so exciting. About
same here.
Game reveals. It's just such a good event. And everyone gets together to talk about it and then debate and whinge about things. As much grief as I give Jeff Keighley, I think the show is amazing.
Oh,
what?
Your audience is probably very foreign to what I'm about to say, but Square Enix.
What about?
We don't know what the hell they're doing next. Oh, well, they got their HD remake, whatever things of the Dragon Quest games. Like, yeah, but that's not going to be their main thing. They're done with Final Fantasy 16. They released Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth. What's their next big thing? Can anybody in the chat let me know what their next big thing is that Jeff refuses to acknowledge? There was even a thing. There was a thing last year where he's like, "What are you guys talking about?" You know exactly what we're talking about, Jeff. You know exactly what we're talking about.
Well, wasn't that Final Fantasy Rebirth?
No. He confirmed. He's like, "Guys, I'm just going to confirm for you. There will be no Kingdom Hearts 4 here."
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
Dennis. Yeah, Dennis in the chat. Yeah, look, there's a lot of people that are waiting for that along with me, but yeah, Kingdom Hearts 4, if that shows up and I am there, I am going to meet a buddy and I'm going to warn him. I'm like, look, if Kingdom Hearts 4 shows up, I will choke you. You might want to run.
Is there, I don't know the Kingdom Hearts story. Is there a scope for a 4th game? The way the story ends?
What do you mean a scope? Like
the story lends itself, or did it end like the story had ended? Or can there be a Kingdom Hearts 4? Is what I'm saying.
Well, no, it's already been announced.
Oh, has it? I didn't even know about it. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's been announced. It was announced in 2022, and they just went radio silent. And they did it because it was like the 20th.
It's the Unreal Engine 5 demo they showed on the buildings and stuff, right? That one?
Yeah, well, that was Unreal 4, but they moved Unreal 5 after that.
Okay,
so that would be kind of cool to get like an update look of that being on Unreal 5 too. But But yeah, they announced that for the 20th anniversary, and then they went radio silent, as they do for Kingdom Hearts. They're notorious for that. Whenever they announce a Kingdom Hearts, they announce it and then disappear. So now that Final Fantasy 16 and 7 Rebirth is out, I'm just saying, what's your big game for 2025?
Yeah, you know.
Yeah. Because Square Enix doesn't have one. We don't know what their big game for 2025 is. Am I wrong?
But didn't Square Enix say that they're gonna like scale back and like reprioritize the big projects?
I mean,
after Foam Stars died.
Kingdom Hearts 4 is a big project, guys.
Yeah, it is. It is.
But Foam Stars 2, no.
Not Foam Stars 2.
You 2, no.
Yeah, let's see. I'm interested. We'll find out.
Oh, they do have a Dragon Quest. They do have a new Dragon Quest game that got announced a while ago too. That is something. Yeah, so that could, in terms of what we know for Square Enix, those two would be the most likely. Is the next Dragon Quest game and the next Kingdom Hearts game. But
I think Kingdom Hearts
again,
would be a big one for
this
you guys.
audience. I don't know if you dabble with it. I actually don't. The only JRPG thing I mess with is Kingdom Hearts. That's it. As much as you might think I'm an anime person, I don't really dabble with JRPGs, honestly.
It looks good, but the whole Disney element of it just always looked weird to me. I'm sure it's a good game at the end of it. But
that's the mustard on the burrito that you think doesn't taste good, and then you try and you're like, it's not bad.
I feel like that's when I had was it chicken and waffles, and I don't know. This
exactly.
And it worked really well. But we'll see. We'll find out in 5 days, chat, whether or not, or 4, or 5, whether or not
4 or 5.
Yeah, it's gonna be amazing
within the next week.
Yeah, definitely. It's about time. Chris with a 5 goes, what's rumored PlayStation exclusive reveal? Want to know what MBG will cosplay as in advance? He's gonna dress like Wolverine with like 3 chopsticks in his hand. Chris, I have no idea.
Who's MBG?
MBG's a
PlayStation.
Oh,
I know. Never mind. Yeah.
He dressed up as Solid Snake, and they did turn up, and he was just having a complete whinge, dressed up as Solid Snake, crying about why the show was, and then showed it on the Xbox showcase.
Dude, I hope there's a PlayStation reveal. That'd be great. Because again, what roadmap? Yep. What roadmap? You know,
exactly.
They're in the same state actually as Square Enix. Funny enough, a company that they work very together with. Square Enix and PlayStation need to all right, what's your big game for 2025? Well, besides Ghost of Yotei, but yeah.
Final Fantasy 16 announced for Xbox.
Yeah, I saw people saying that. Yeah.
Did they say that?
Well, the chat.
Yeah. That would be the source in the laws. But we'll see, bruh. We'll see. Chat, KBG. That was a sick show, man. I had so much fun. As always with you.
Yeah.
It was I was well behaved, and it was really good. KBG, tell the peoples, man, where they can find you. You know the usual stuff.
KIBIJI. That's how you spell it. Samurai Kibuji is my name. I encourage you to be geek proud, awesome. When you geek out about the stuff you love and you're proud of who you are, then you can live an awesome life. So that's what I want to encourage you to do. And just search me on Google. You can find me everywhere. I'm especially I love Twitter. Please at me with anything you want on Twitter. A question. I'll do a video response for you. I love to chitter chatter with you guys so damn much. And as I said, I'm kind of going through a slow period, so feel free to go to the channel, but I am doing my best to finish a playthrough of Final Fantasy VII on Twitch. I've been doing that for way too long, and I want to be over that because I want my Twitch channel back. and YouTube, I'm slowing things down, but I am going to the Game Awards, so you might see a vlog of my experience there. So we'll see. I do hope to do that, some kind of like maybe little vlog of the experience, which could be cool. I don't know, like for people to see what it's like. And yeah, I'm looking for what to happen next. But for now, I love to speculate. I love to reflect. But most of all, I love to connect with you. So if you want to do that more, hit me up.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me try and redirect all of you to Fonz's stream that's about to start. I'm just wondering, Do you guys?
Oh,
do you know?
Can we do that now? We can raid? Oh.
Apparently you can. Apparently you can.
Oh.
And I don't know how. I'm just gonna try to figure it out while people are here. How to do
I
it.
heard about this too. That is a thing.
Yeah, you can do it. Go on YouTube Studio and in chat. Just stay here, and we'll raid Fonz's.
Chat, what is your game of the generation so far? You asked me and Gaz that. What's your game of the generation before you go anywhere?
Yeah, actually, what is your game of the gen? Chat. We're going to field
And yeah,
Concord.
There's a couple of people I've seen that have been at my channel already. Danny and I think Abdel. A couple of you guys already on my channel. So shout out to you guys. Thank you very much. Whether you found me through Gaz or if you found Gaz through me. Good to see you.
Yeah.
Game of the generation is Concord, they say. Like seriously, come on, guys. Like what?
Concord is not the one, bro. I don't know how to do it. How do you do it? How do you chat? Does anyone know how to rate?
Cyberpunk or Baldur's Gate 3? Yeah, Baldur's Gate 3 is a good shout too. That's a really good shout. Let's see. How to raid on YouTube live stream.
I'm just trying to do it. Yeah,
It's redirect.
Redirect.
So, go to your live tab, and then hover over the video you want.
Let me ask
Quick
ChatGPT.
No. I see it right here, guys.
Oh yeah. Live tab.
Here, I'm gonna share my screen with you if it lets me. There we go. So yeah, you go to your live tab.
Yeah.
On your computer.
Yep.
And then whichever stream, I'm guessing this stream, there should be an edit button. Hopefully, no.
Edit title and description.
And there's hopefully a customization. Oh, look, there's even some weird walkthrough here. Oh, this is great right here. What is this? It's literally showing. Yeah, okay, I see. So
I can't see what you're seeing, so it's quite tiny.
you don't see it? Oh, okay. What? Are you not looking at Discord? Yeah, I'm sharing my screen on Discord. What?
Oh, sorry. On Discord, I'm doing it on
Discord.
OBS. Sorry. Here we go.
Yeah. So go to your studio, and it's showing like a walkthrough of it here.
Yeah.
But just you go to content.
Live.
There's like the live tab above, and then if you click on that, the customization. Yep.
No, wait.
And then all the way at the bottom, you'll see redirect.
More actions. Oh no! Don't delete forever. I can't see the customization. So I'll go on YouTube Studio. Okay, I'm gonna start from scratch. Everyone's probably left by the time I've done this.
I know.
God, YouTube
Games
Studio.
of the generation. Least favorite game of the generation. No, I hate that question. I don't like that.
I went to live, then go where? Live tab. Hover over the video you want to redirect. Press the edit button.
Just go to this stream under the live tab.
Oh yeah.
And then you go to customization.
Customization. Oh, redirect.
There you go. That's what it is. Redirect.
Add. And then.
There you go. What is it, boy?
We're about to do it, chat.
What is it?
We're about to do it. Where is it? Fonz Gaming. It's a really weird way of doing it.
It's very built, like it's buried.
Yeah, it's weird.
Elden Ring or Breath of the Wild? Soltech, do you mean Elden Ring or Tears of the Kingdom? Because Breath of the Wild was kind of like, I don't know, that's kind of in the middle area of the gen. Danny says he's not live yet, Gaz.
He's not live yet at all. I don't know what he's doing.
I don't think you can redirect that if he's not live.
Oh shit. I don't think oh no, it's there. Redirect privileges needed. Ask Fonz Gaming to add you to the live. God damn it! So he hasn't activated it at all anyway.
Yeah, okay.
Chat, thank you for bearing with us. Oh, let me just redirect you to another person, yeah? I'm just gonna redirect.
What a kind soul.
His name is Ranting Greek Gamer. He's been on our channel before. And just say source when you go in there.
Source.
Right, 3, 2, 1. The stream is gonna end. Say goodbye. And we're gonna
appreciate y'all.
Appreciate you. Thank you so much, CBG, as well. It was a wicked. And
yeah.
Let's see it work. Thank you, chat. Smash the like button, making sure there's no super chats. Good. Ending the show. Peace. And gonna end